This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
Aha. That's all I have to say. What do you think of aha as a start?
It's unique.
Ellie, don't be smiling. All right? She had crabby look. She had a crabby look on her face for like 10 minutes. And then as soon as we get on there, she's like, oh, good to see you.
I was worried about my microphone.
You're a disaster. Why are you holding on to your microphone? I like that.
Oh, I just like holding it better than like having a
because you're then leaning over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I understand. I got no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. A little check on the weather here. Windy and warm with increasing clouds and isolated thunder shower late with a high of 85. Tonight, breezy with scattered showers and thunderstorms. An isolated thunderstorm is possible overnight tonight, 64. Wednesday, much cooler with a high of 66. Thursday, a high of 65. And Friday, a high of 54. So we're going from 85 to 54 in 3 days.
You're going from black flag weather canceling marathons to a nice chilly fall.
Okay, Allie, I'm glad you brought that up because what a joke that whole thing was. So you can't let the perfectly trained runners off when it's 71 degrees at 7:30 in the morning. Why couldn't they just run until it got too hot and then stop?
Yeah. I mean, I like to run in races. I know Brittany does too. And I can only imagine, I've never ran in a marathon. I've always wanted to, but the time and dedication it takes to train for something like that is absolutely insane. Like you can't have a life.
Yeah.
You can't eat anything fun. You can't drink anything fun. And you can't do anything fun. You have to go to bed early so you can wake up and run for 3 hours.
No question about it.
And you do that for months and months and months. And then the day comes and they're like, oh, it's going to be 10 degrees hotter than we thought. So sorry, guys.
Joke. I mean, it's the headline and the let me put it this way. I don't want to start out the show in a negative fashion.
Right.
But the number one story in the Star Tribune this morning is climate change spiked heat that canceled Twin Cities Marathon. No, it didn't. Bad choices. Look, back when I used to go after it big time, I was much more muscular than I am now. So therefore, I weighed about 310, something like that.
Yeah.
I used to run when it was 85, 90 degrees all the time.
Yeah.
And I was in my 40s. So where's the danger here?
Yeah. I think that they were worried that these people are the type of people that push themselves too hard. Right.
Yeah. Well, then get them off when it turns 80, get them off the course.
Yeah. I think that they were just like worried about manpower of helping everybody. But on the other hand, it's like, have not they had marathons in this weather before in other states?
Of course.
Yep.
And again, it said, here's the headline. And by the way, I'm not even angry about this stuff anymore. I think it's all an absolute joke, and I have to laugh at it because it's getting worse by the day. I'll tell you what to do because I'm in charge. Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Climate change spiked heat that canceled Twin Cities Marathon. That's not true. It was not hot enough until about 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point,
the
race
done.
is over.
Yeah.
Here's my question about it, if you don't mind.
You're out of the mix. Forget it.
The Twin Cities Marathon to me is not like a notable marathon. I know about the Chicago Marathon. I know about the Boston Marathon. I'm pretty sure New York has a marathon.
Yep.
If it was one of those three, would it have been canceled? Like if it was a bigger notable event? I don't think so.
The one thing about Minnesotans that's always driven me nuts is we have to grandstand more than any place I've ever been. Minnesotans love to grandstand, don't they? Oh, look at me. I'm in control. Oh, God. Whatever. Run your race or don't. That's up to you. But don't say it was climate change because it wasn't.
I will say the only reason I would be mad or happy if I was a runner, if it got canceled, wouldn't be because they were like watching out for my safety. It would be because I procrastinated in training and I only got up to 10 miles.
Yeah.
And I would be so stoked. And I would just be at Surly with everybody else going, dang, I can't believe they canceled it. Man, I was really looking forward to like getting a better time.
Giving it my all and everything.
Yeah.
Look, there would be plenty of things to be pissed off about in the news this morning, but I literally have decided I'm at that point in my life. I have to consider all this stuff to be a joke because we are getting information from big business, from the news media, and from our politicians that are about 95% bullshit. They lie to us constantly now. And it's just well, that woman, who's the bald woman again in the four
You talk about Presley.
yeah, Presley. Yeah,
I forget what her first
somebody
name is, but
Presley.
Presley. Yeah.
When she came out and said the border's closed. Oh, is it? Is it really? I think 240,000 people got here. What'd they do? Jump out of an airplane?
Yeah.
The story, I cannot, maybe it is in here, but I can't find it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I think there are more important things to talk about than climate change when it's 72 degrees. Things like when an 11-year-old girl gets kidnapped by illegal immigrants. They're not migrants. They're here illegally. Kidnapped a bunch of children and raped one of them. Do you see that anywhere in your news?
No.
No,
You would
I don't
think
either.
that should be something that would be somewhere, I don't know, maybe on the front page of the paper. Like that's a newsworthy story. Like that's something like documentaries get made about.
So-
So we're not talking about it.
You cover up the rape of an 11-year-old girl just so your political candidate might get another couple votes? Really? That's what you do now? Really? They're children. Let's protect our children.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guarantee you one thing, they're Mr. Tough Guy. And by the way, they showed his picture.
Mhm.
What a little weasel this guy was. But see, it's good because you break into my house and do something like that, you'll be leaving with a 357 Magnum bullet in your forehead. What do you think of that? We have got to stop this crime that's everywhere. They don't ever bring it up on the news. You ever notice that?
No. What's
No.
what's scary to me, Tom, what I read the other day is that there are like over 1,000 children missing in like it's either Detroit. I think it's Detroit,
I think you're
right?
right.
Yeah. And it's like part of some big crime thing. And they're obviously, human trafficking these
Yeah.
kids. And it's like, why isn't anything being done about this? Like, I know that the
Yep.
police task force, like that's basically what they have to focus on now in Detroit is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
finding missing kids. And that's so terrifying. Like I remember the whole Jacob Wetterling thing when I was growing
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
And that was terrifying. And I wouldn't even leave my mom's side at the Burnsville Mall. Like,
Yeah.
I was terrified.
I
But
understand. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's
I
like
mean-
even in Duluth, in like Superior, there's, and I'm sure all over around the Great Lakes, like kids and people will get kidnapped and put onto ships. And then now they're out, in the
Right.
ocean or on their way out of the country. And there's nobody, it's not anybody's necessarily jurisdiction when they get out into like the open water. So like, yeah, we don't know by the time they figure out who's supposed to be looking for the people, they're already long gone and you're not going to find them anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's
It's
exactly
sad.
it. You know how I
Yeah, but-
found out about this, by the way, how this 11-year-old girl was kidnapped and raped?
How's that?
On the national news.
Wow.
Minnesota. They're talking about Minnesota the whole time. Nothing locally maybe it did show up locally, but I didn't see it. But I did see it on the national news that these 11 of them, 11 illegal immigrants living in Minnesota in the same house. So they kidnapped children and raped them.
Mhm.
And it's not even in the news. Now, we're either corrupt as a son of a bitch, which I think we are. There's no question about that. But I do believe that about 99% of people on the planet Earth now are morons. People cannot be this stupid to stand by and go, oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's not okay with me. I will tell you that. Anybody just come on. As long as you vote the right way, come on in.
Right.
You disgusting pigs. Because it's all about you. There's no question. It's all about me making more money. That's what this is about. So if 11-year-old girls have to get raped, that's too bad. I don't get it. I'll never get
Yeah.
it now. And now I better shut up or I'm going to get so mad, I'm going to start screaming at the top of my lungs, which I don't really want to do right now. But I'm getting angrier by the second.
I
Yeah.
have a palate cleanser for if you want.
Oh, I need it.
The company of the one and only Judd Zulgad.
What? Oh, no.
Is it
It
8:10
just
already?
ruins everything.
You guys thought you were rid of me, didn't you?
Oh, AJ, I thought you meant Judd Zulgad has a company and we should be talking about it right now.
Yes, he
Sports Gag and
does.
Co.
You know, you came in at the right time, Judd, because I cannot believe this never even made the front page of the Star Tribune. And maybe it's on here, but I can't find it anywhere. When are we going to stop covering up horrendous crime just because it might affect the election? Isn't that amazing?
Wow, I was going to come in focused on the 18 game playoff losing streak, but this is far more serious than
Well,
that. Yes.
we're not going to spend any more time on it. It just because I'll get angrier by the second. We're not protecting our babies anymore, and that makes me furious. So let's talk sports, shall we? There we go.
And with that, let's transition to the sports news.
We'll put a pin in that, Tom.
What is that in the background I hear? It's the light, happy music, baby.
Oh my God, does this bring back memories?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the light age is far. Well, actually, if everyone on this show but Tom and I are probably far too young to recall this glorious, glorious tune. But yeah,
Glorious tune, baby.
it was. It was part of the World Series championship in '87.
I just thought of something. I'm looking at the screen, and there are 5 of us on the screen right now. I wonder if I had been like one of these standalone talk show hosts, and I saw that story this morning, my entire 3-hour show would have been about, you bastards, I'm coming to get every one of you. But now I'm happy because of light, happy music.
Well, you're in the playoffs today. You're in the playoffs today and trying to break a streak. It's incredible. The USA Today, the lead to their story by Bob Nightingale about this Twins playoff skid, it details it. 6,937 days, 991 weeks, 18 years, 11 months, 28 days. October 5th, 2004 is the last time the Twins not won a playoff series, but won a playoff game. So that's what, against the Blue Jays, that's what today they are looking to end that streak.
Yeah. In 2004, that's like George W. Bush. I found some fun facts about 2004.
Yeah, it's great.
George W. Bush beat John Kerry to become president. Mark Zuckerberg launched a little company called Facebook. So that was pretty neat.
Ever heard of it?
Frasier, final episode aired 2004. Eggs were $1.49 per dozen.
We'll say now $55.
Right. And gas was $1.74.
Oh, God.
You're kidding. Was it really? In 2004? It was that cheap?
That's
Oh, yeah.
my research. Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. So it's been a while for the Twins.
Judd, the other night I'm watching an old episode of Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show. He comes out, this is from like the late 1970s, I think it was.
Yeah.
He comes out and he's in a bad mood. He comes out and he goes, I can't believe where we're headed, this country. It's unbelievable. Have you seen this? On the way to work, I stopped to get gas. Gas in Los Angeles is now 53 cents a gallon. I'm like, what?
Oh, poor Johnny.
Yeah.
Poor Johnny.
Hey, the 70s were rough. Gas crisis,
Yeah.
53-cent gas. You know what else is great about that, you guys? It's the fact that I do believe that in the late 70s, Johnny Carson actually stopped for gas.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's a very good point, by the way.
Like, can you imagine
Like
that
he
the
didn't have a
Tonight?
driver.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God, remember what he did? And Ed McMahon went after him huge. And I don't think Johnny did it on purpose because his cars, I'm sure, he didn't go look for a car. He said, go get me one of these. And he pulls up and parks in his Johnny Carson parking spot. And Ed McMahon comes in and goes, why did you get a personalized plate? He goes, what are you talking about? Because you got a personalized plate on your new car. And Carson goes, I have no idea what you're talking about. They go out and show a picture of his license plate, just the plate itself.
Yeah.
And on the plate, it says 365 guy. All around guy, baby.
Really?
Okay.
Oh,
That's
my God.
hilarious.
Well, and if Ed went after Johnny, it had to be really bad because ordinarily Ed would get in big trouble the times that he tried to go after Johnny.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny would get really pissed off at Ed, and it was just great. And Ed would almost there was what was the time, Tom, that Ed, I think, was on the show drunk and he started crying because he didn't think Carson appreciated him. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir. That was, man. That
Those
show
were the
was that
days.
big, by the way. That show was huge back in the day. No doubt about it. So back to the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins, what, 3:30 today?
Yep, 3:38 officially.
3:38 officially. Okay.
There it is. Yep. It's going to be, in fact, all 3 games right now are at 3:38. But if they do get to a game 3, obviously, if the other series are done, it'll go to prime time.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is Tom going to be mournfully sad on Friday?
You know what you need to do, Tom? You need to get out. You need to get out your bobbleheads. You need to get out your and you need to do this with the Herbeck so that he says, yes, the Twins will win a game.
Where's
yes. Where are your bobbleheads? You
not
need to
in here anymore.
Are they at home?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to track them down because I got his Gelfand and I became friends because of bobbleheads.
Really?
Did you know that?
No.
He interviewed me for some national magazine. That's how I met him. He interviewed me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I invited him to the house to watch the Twins game. And I had like 18 bobbleheads set up and I'd bobble their noggins. And that's why he and I became, he goes, anybody as crazy as you, I'd like to be your friend.
Oh,
I was like, okay.
That's a great story.
I love that story.
Wow. I had no idea that's how you guys became friends.
That's how we became friends because I was bobbleheading the Twins.
It shouldn't be that hard with the starting pitching that they have. That sounds really, really weird by the way. The way you put that sounds really, really odd. But anyway, with the two starting pitchers, right?
Yes.
Lopez and Gray, it should not be impossible. It should not be that hard to win one baseball game.
Yeah, well, I would have to agree with you. They haven't done it, like you said, in almost 20 years. But now's the time, isn't it? This is a pretty damn good team, I think, isn't it?
You know what? Here's the big thing to me, and this has been the bugaboo for a while now in their defeats, because we always think of pitching, which, for the Twins has been a problem a lot of times. Yep. The bugaboo has been the bats. The bats in the playoff games do not produce. So if they can hit like they have been hitting post All-Star break, I think Royce Lewis is going to DH. Carlos Correa is back. I don't think Buxton is going to be on the roster for this series. But if they can generate let's say 5 runs, 6 runs, which I'm not asking. I mean, we're not asking a ton there. Yes, that to me is the absolute key. Because if you go back to even the 3-game loss to the Yankees in 2019, even that one with that Bomba squad, the bats were not good. Like they could not hit for. So that to me is the absolute most imperative thing, is that their offense continues to produce. And I will say this, for as bad a season as he had at the plate, Carlos Correa is great in the playoffs. Like with Houston, he's played in, I think, 79 playoff games. He's been just fantastic. So if he can pick it up at all, I think that bodes well for them.
One thing I got to mention, Allie, next time you take a pull out of your fifth, make sure you're off camera. Look over. She's like, woo, woo, woo.
I muted myself, though.
Yeah, you did mute yourself, but is it rum or whiskey?
This is a little bit of vodka mixed with some Gatorade. The old college way.
Allie, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Apple Valley, but unfortunately I had to go to Burnsville High School, is what I say.
Unfortunately? Why?
Yeah, because Apple Valley is so nice, and I could have walked to the high school, but because the way they drew up the lines or whatever, I went to Burnsville, and Burnsville was just like, it was crazy by the time I went there. Like, there were probably 1,000 kids just in my grade.
Oh, God.
We had to have another high school just for the seniors, but for only half the day. So if your friend and you had separate schedules, you'd never see your best friend your final year of high school.
That's amazing.
You'd switch campuses.
Were you a Twins fan as a young person?
Oh yeah, I was stoked to get school off in 1991 when I was in first grade. I said, "Why do I not have to go to school today?" Oh, the Twins won. Word.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're in first grade. You're like, they're always going to do this. This is going to be great. Every year around this time, it's going to be like MEA. I'll just have days off.
Yeah, this is great, fantastic. I love the Twins.
I do too. Now, will you watch the games in Chicago?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's not much else going on here, Tom. I don't know if you know.
A little crime going on, but other than that,
your teams sure as hell aren't good there.
Yeah, it's a little bit sad. The other day I was looking at my Instagram and it was like the Cubs were like, "We just want to thank our fans," and I looked at my boyfriend and I go, "The Cubs lost."
Yeah.
I love the Cubs. I still have not been to a Cubs game at night. I've only gone during the day before they had lights in the stadium when I used to, live there. I love the Cubs. I don't like the White Sox because they compete directly against the Twins. So forget it. But yeah, the Cubs, I still have to get to a night game. Have you been to night games at Wrigley Field?
Yeah, they're incredibly fun. Yeah,
I bet.
So much fun.
I bet they are.
Mm-hmm.
The Cubbies. Who
Last time I went, it was like 90 degrees. When I went to, it was in it was in September.
You got to cancel that game next time.
I know, right? I gotta cancel that.
Oh God!
Answer me this quickly on that note and that shot at the marathon. Why don't marathons have a second day to default to? Like I don't. I mean, it's an outdoor freaking event where if it's too hot or probably if it rains really, if you get a monsoon, I don't know that you. I mean, why don't you build in the Monday?
Right. No, that's a really good point, Judd. And even when NASCAR was here and it was raining like unprecedentedly, like over the past 100 years in Chicago, like they had an extra day built in, just in case if something like that happened, and it did. And they needed another day and they couldn't use it. They didn't have it, but like at least they had that one extra day, so the whole event wasn't just a sham.
Yeah,
but like think about like all of the medical people that were standing by ready to go, all the people helping out on the race, all the volunteers, all that stuff. Like you can't put it just on one day, right? You should have a backup.
Well, plus the fact it wasn't hot enough to cancel it anyway. I mean, I've never run in 88, 90 degree weather, but I've jogged in it. And I, at the time, weighed like 310. I was much bigger. Didn't kill me. And I was in my 40s, for Christ's sake.
But Tom, you have to go more than a mile in a marathon.
You mean a mile a minute? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're talking about? I know I got to slow down. You're absolutely right. Way too fast.
I think they were concerned about the people who had trained hard, but were probably like in their 40s and 50s, but weren't really marathoners.
Yeah.
Like if they could have just made it the elite people to race, I think they probably could have done it. The problem is they were really afraid that a bunch of guys who were like 45 would keel over on the side of the road and they'd be like, all right, another ambulance.
Yeah, or people like me that don't give up but only ran 10 miles prior,
Yeah, yes. Yeah, and then you're in the hospital for like 2 weeks and it's clogging up the system and But I don't understand why we don't have a second day for marathons. It's an outdoor event. If it's a big outdoor event, have something built in so that it can be on a Monday. And you know what? If downtown is a shutdown, who cares at this point? Because no one goes to work now downtown.
Yeah, exactly. Or they could just change the route a little bit. If they didn't have like the 26 point whatever, they could, take maybe 5 miles and you could just go in a circle.
Well, that's the same question that was asked at the beginning of the show. Why is it that I see people running all the time in Florida when it's like near 90 degrees and humid as a son of a bitch? How is that okay?
They just listened to David Goggins' podcast.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then. Yeah, I
just hurt me. He's that Judd. He's that military dude.
Yeah.
He was in the Marines, and all he does is preach about stop being a baby. You got to get up and fight. He's just
that sounds very Florida.
He's insane, but he's just he will fight through anything. He does fireman training in Colorado and stuff. And I think he's the only guy that's been through every branch of the military. He wants to do the initiation process, getting in.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? More power to you, dude. You do that. I'll stay home on my couch watching baseball and hockey.
Yeah, he's so intense. You have to look him up, David Goggins. All of his videos are of him running, get hard.
Get hard.
No.
Yeah.
Ixnay.
Nope.
Ixnay on that. All right, Judd, we got 1 minute left with you. What do you got to close out, Buster?
Oh, I just got I've got the ability to sell hope right now. I'm going to take every chance I can get.
I love it.
I've got the ability to sell hope. The Vikings 1-3. It is what it is at this point. They got the Chiefs, perhaps Taylor Swift. We don't know yet, coming to US Bank Stadium.
Question. Yeah. Are people in Minnesota gonna be upset if she doesn't show up?
Oh God, yeah.
And it'll be because we're flying out of the country.
Yeah.
They'll have the excuses ready to go. Yeah.
How dare she? Oh, of course she goes to New York. Of course she goes to Kansas City to watch a game, but she skips us. Oh God! Can you imagine the inferior? This will cause US Bank Stadium to bring back the very thing at the Metrodome that Tom and his show got removed years ago. We're going to reinstate the "We Like It Here" sign, just to soothe our insecurities.
Down.
Yeah, you did single-handedly, which is one of the greatest things of all time.
We like it here. We live here because we like it here.
God, that was
I
great.
hate those dumb slogans so bad, Tom. You don't even understand. When we used to drive into Iowa, there was a really dumb sign on the Minnesota-Iowa border, like in the early 90s, and it said, Iowa, you make me smile.
Oh yeah.
Why? Why did you guys pay for that? Like, who was
remember that.
on the PR board for Iowa going, I need to think of a good slogan for
Slogans.
people to like Iowa.
You don't want to ask that question. Not in that state. Who knows? I can only imagine who was on the PR board for them.
I
Like,
will
just
tell
say,
you.
just say we have corn. Like, cool.
Yeah.
You know?
We have a lot of flat land. Enjoy
Let them
it.
know.
My favorite of all time is Pete Frisch. I love Pete Frisch. Should have never been taken out as general manager at the Q, but that's in the old days. But Pete Frisch, when he was working in Minot, North Dakota, I believe he's from Minot, North Dakota, if I remember correctly. But Pete, if you're listening, my favorite slogan of any city in America was, why not in Minot?
Yes.
Oh my
That's
God.
great. That's great.
You like that one?
Right. You're looking for somewhere. Why not live here? Like,
Why
it's
not?
not a great slogan, but it's like, we're not going to oversell it. To
Okay, we'll get a vote on this because I think the worst slogan of all time, and it even had a logo, was Mini Apple. Oh, God.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Mini Apple.
Well, what about this one, Tom? In Keister, Minnesota, it's called the hind end of Minnesota.
That's just clever, though.
You're Keystone,
Oh.
baby.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take that one because at least they're having fun with a terrible name for their
Yeah, Keister.
city.
Okay,
But
how
the
about
mini apple, yeah, it's a good one.
How about
and there's no apple here in Minneapolis.
no?
Like, we have a cherry on a spoon, but it's not like
Very
But
good
we're-
point. Very good
But
point.
we're almost as good as New York, Tevin.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're right there, man.
Don't get Jeff Passel started on that cherry and spoon.
Oh, God, no.
I know he hates that.
He's
I
got
know
a problem with the cherry and the spoon.
I'm definitely bringing it up the next time he's
Yeah.
on the show.
You have to.
How about Happy Texas, the town without a frown?
Oh, see, happy Texas. I have a question for you. Do you think with those new statues that are sort of, well, I guess they're some of them the same, but they've been painted. Do you think that the rooster was painted blue so it could be a blue something standing there looking at you every day? What's another word for a rooster?
Yeah, I got you.
And blue was the first one. Really? Was that an accident? Was it? Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I got it. The little kids don't give a rat's ass. So they think it's cute. But I was like, you're working really hard to get your point across there. I'll tell you that. No question. All right, Pally, we're going to talk to you tomorrow and Thursday. So bring home a winner today.
And
Keep selling hope, Judd.
Yep,
Keep
that's
selling
all I'm
hope.
doing. I'm going around town sprinkling Twins hope.
How about this? Why not in Fridley? No, wait a minute. That doesn't work. Never mind. All right. So we'll talk to you tomorrow, Pally.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Judd Zulgad, ladies and gentlemen, Score North. We'll be right back after this. You all have helped support MyPillow and their employees in these tough economic times. Mike Lindell knows this and continues to give back to listeners with deals on his most popular products. You've heard me recently speak about the My Slippers, the Giza Sheets, MyPillow 2.0, and more. Great news. The MyPillow 6-pack bath towel sets are back in stock. Their proprietary technology makes them extremely absorbent, yet still provides that soft feel that you look for in a towel. The set comes with 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, 2 washcloths, regular price $79.98. And for a limited time, you can get this 6-pack towel set for only $39.99 with promo code TOM. That's a 50% savings. Go to MyPillow.com, use promo code TOM to save 50% on the MyPillow 6-pack towel sets. That is just $39.99 for a set. This deal will not last long. Enter promo code TOM for this special and many more.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
You need to know a guy for your auto repairs, legal issues, banking, and more. The same goes for investment advice. You need a guy to help you be successful, someone you can trust who gets results. Well, I got a guy for you, Josh Arnold. Josh gives you straight talk, not sugar-coated advice about your financial situation. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions, and Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. Do yourself a favor and call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll get a different point of view for your investments. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That is 952-925-5608. You'll be glad that you did. and tell him his guy, Tom, sent you.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President and Chief Lending Officer at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Michael Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a locally owned and operated community bank, we work with many multi-generational businesses.
Take Personal Care Dentistry of Roseville, for example. Dr. Walter Hunt, also known as Painless to me, has been a longtime customer of the bank since we opened the bank in 1998.
When his son Kyle was ready to join the practice, they wanted to expand quickly.
With their additional space and equipment, they now are able to see more patients each day while providing the same level of care and service.
Okay, guys, I'll take it from here. If you run a family business or any kind of business for that matter, you should be banking with Brad and Mike over at North American Banking Company. Every time I deal with them or their team, I know I'm working with experienced professional bankers. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. News brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluations. As a matter of fact, I talked to Josh Arnold yesterday. We're going to have him on as a guest tomorrow because a lot of people, Josh is an investment guy, right? And a lot of people are kind of worried about what's going on with this, what's going on with that, blah, blah, blah. So I asked Josh if he'd come on the show tomorrow, kind of explain where the economy is right now. So as soon as we got a time for that, I will tell you when Josh will be on tomorrow. But Josh is bringing you Chris Egert right now. What's up, homie? Oh, can't hear you. Oh, still can't hear you.
It's very low.
You got to talk into your microphone, Chris.
If we can hear Allie, we should hear Chris.
Hey.
Nope, it's not working.
Chris, your mic volume is turned down really low. If you need to call in, I can get you the number. Otherwise, in the time being, how's everybody's morning going?
Listen to you. Way to take the, we can't hear you at all.
Nothing.
Oh, I could see what you just said. I didn't hear it, but I
didn't need a mic for that one.
We can lip read.
Do you hear me now?
There you go.
What did you just say?
I said, "What the fun?
What the fun? What happened? Why wasn't it working?
Everybody uses this room like it's just everybody's little area,
Yep.
and they touch the microphone and they should not.
I agree. So you wouldn't have to holler out the word "fun" like you did.
Yeah, I know, right?
I thought you were in your own like cool apartment in North Loop or something.
Yeah,
like that,
no, I'm like in this weird little room right off the cafeteria at the TV station that's meant to look like a living room.
Very cool.
It
or
really
something.
is. Really is, no question. A lot of big news this morning, obviously. Now, I have to ask you a question. I don't want to get into it, but I just want to talk about journalism and picking stories. One of the lead stories on the national news last night on a couple of different stations was the fact that 11 illegal immigrants came to Minnesota, and Minnesota was a big part of the story, and ended up raping an 11-year-old girl, kidnapping children, raped an 11-year-old girl, and it's nowhere in the news this morning. What is that?
Well, I know we definitely have the story.
Okay, good.
As far as something that we are going to make available for our morning show audience, it's
just too severe, you think?
I think that's kind of what our executive producers thought was. Okay. We have it. We've reported it. I think he was comfortable reporting it during the evening hours.
Yeah.
But we're supposed to have a little bit gentler touch in the morning.
Why is Allie here then?
What's that?
That needs a gentler touch. Why is she on?
Tom, you've mistaken my role here.
You've mistaken my role. Okay, so you did report it last night.
Yeah.
When are we going to do something about the scum of the earth? And the only reason they're getting in is because they're going to vote the right way. It drives me crazy.
Well, all I'll say about this is I've yet to hear any president, whether they've got an R or a D behind their name.
I agree.
Immigration, right? Like
Yep.
it's never not been a mess.
No, you're absolutely right. It is an absolute mess. Now back to, but I just want, good. I'm really glad I asked you that because I'm glad you guys did cover it last night. That story is huge. And I hope the people in Minnesota step up and go, we've had enough of this bullshit.
For sure. We definitely had it. That just specifically for our morning audience, I think they felt it was a little too intense.
I'm not intense at all ever. Have you noticed that?
Well, you certainly don't want there to be any kind of idea that somehow we're scouring what we're putting in our shows, but the morning's a little touchy. That makes sense.
You're feeding your kids Fruit Loops, you know, get them ready for school.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the thought behind that.
Okay, all I wanted to find out is if it was reported because it's a very important story and we need to wake up as a society and stop this. This is insane. Right?
Yeah.
All right. What other good news do you have?
Well, I don't have any good news. I'll tell you that right now. But
really?
I mean, other than Judd's, we have our reporter out at Target Field this morning, and she's having a grand old time because, of course, we're all excited because maybe we'll win a game in the playoffs.
Be great.
We're not starting off against the Yankees, so we got that going for us.
Right? Good point, man. We cannot beat the Yankees in the playoffs. I don't know why.
Anybody going to the game?
I think I'm going to go today. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to see what the girl's doing and see if she's free, and we'll probably sneak over there. We live like a block away from the stadium, so nice little walk.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice. Do you get standing tickets or do you actually get seated tickets?
Well, the first time we went to a game, I got like actual tickets that were like close. Like, oh, these are nice. And then she wanted to like go sit in the far back because it was like more sunny and she can get a better picture. So yeah, now we just do the standing ticket way up in the top and just kind of wander around the stadium.
That's the best way to do it. I used to go just get standing tickets and then go to like Two Gingers, you know, and hang out around Sue. And like you're with the media, you're just right above the media people. Like you still have a great view. You know?
Yeah, I think standing tickets the way to go for sure.
I like it. I've never done that, so I should just wander around. Is that it?
I mean, more or less, yeah.
All right. Well, I could give it a whirl.
There's a lot of great food options, Tom.
No, there are. No, I would say you're absolutely right. The food at our stadiums now is much better than it used to.
Allie, I can't believe you just brought that up. So all morning I've been like behind the scenes berating our producers because every time one of the stadiums or the teams unveils its special foods for the season, it drives me crazy. I think we sound like such rubes.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just like, and look, we got walleye sandwiches.
That's nice.
I'm with all due respect to all parties involved. It's funny that you bring that up because every time we run the story, whether it's the Wild or the Twins or the Timberwolves, like it doesn't matter. There's always the new foods thing. And the Twins did unveil some new foods just for the postseason.
Get out, Chris. What are they?
Well, it's funny you should ask. Walleye sliders happen to be one of them.
Never had those before.
Kramarchik's is launching a bratwurst burger.
You had me at Kramarchik's.
Yeah. And what was the other one? Hmong Union Kitchen is unveiling his version of tater tot hot dish.
Ooh.
So there you go.
All right.
I thought you were going to say, and then out of the Hmong Kitchen, they have pretzels. Okay.
Their list of unveiled foods is just very stereotypical. We got hot dogs. We
right.
Popcorn.
Twins have unveiled hamburgers. You got to do a special section for that.
Yep. Now, what is a brat hamburger? What is that?
Well, I have to believe it is a patty of bratwurst versus the tube form that you would normally find it in.
Never cared for bratwurst.
Really?
I don't know why. I just don't like it. I never have. I think maybe it's because Toots used to buy the cheap crap with that big chunks.
Yeah.
I think it was a cheap one.
Do you enjoy like hot dogs?
Not really.
No. Okay. Because
No.
so I would do a bratwurst over a hot dog, but
yeah, I'm not big into eating wieners.
Do you
save
do
that.
you enjoy any other
He couldn't even
sausages
look
or
at you,
wursts?
baby. What? What'd you
Do
say?
you enjoy any other sausages or wursts?
Not really. I'm just not the sausage kind of guy. I always looked at it and went, who knows what they put in here? They shoved a bunch of crap in a casing, and I have no idea what's in there.
Oh,
True.
it's magical.
True.
Mystery meat. It's the best.
I'm trying to think. Is there something? I mean, even like breakfast sausage. I don't like breakfast sausage even. There's something wrong with me, isn't there?
If you were to get breakfast sausage, would you get it in a patty form then?
No, because I don't like that either. I like my steak guy. I like beef steak. That's what I like. Little chicken wing and beef steak. That's
but you'll eat a meatball.
I'll eat a meatball. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would absolutely eat a meatball. And
Because it's like mystery meat. Like you don't totally know what's in it. You know?
Right.
Like
That's true.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that. I think it's because, again, growing up poor as hell, we always got the worst cuts of meat, so it was all fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was all about.
Yeah. My mom back in our straight on white trash days used to make this horrid thing with sliced spam, frozen peas, mushroom soup, and government cheese. So I'm thinking that whole thing probably cost about $3.50 to make. And you kind of like spread it out in a pan, like almost like a lasagna.
Yeah.
Oh, just think about that. Think about the ingredients I just told you. Maybe they should unveil that at the next Twins game.
Just the Egert special.
The Egert special.
That's a state fair combo. That's a state fair food. Yeah.
Yeah. It's oof.
Yeah, I don't know. Isn't it kind of weird what you grew up with? First of all, Toots, I love you dearly. Always have. Lost her in 2008. Mom, you were the worst cook I've ever known. She was terrible. Well, the woman worked like 12 hours a day.
Yeah,
so
right.
we had a lot of time to get after her, but we get home and what's for dinner? I don't know. Just look in the refrigerator. Like, okay. Toots, was not a great cook. I got to be very honest with you. Not the best. Moving forward from disparaging our mothers.
Yeah, my mom was a bad cook too.
Was she really?
Oh yeah. No, she worked a lot. So she
was well, that's it. Yeah.
She had like 3 meals that she could do, and that was like it, you know.
Spaghetti, one of them?
No.
Oh, because it was very easy to make.
Yeah.
What are we having? Well, for the next 5 days, it'll be spaghetti.
Yep. Make a big pot of it, eat it every day for the next week.
And I'll just throw it out there. My mother was a fantastic cook.
Was she really?
Yeah, Jenny, thank you.
My mom was not a bad cook either. It was just that spam thing was horrid, and it sticks out.
Not a fan of spam either. I know the Monty Python loved it, but I don't know, not me. Never cared for it. Pork shoulder and ham, isn't that what it was?
Well.
It's talk about mystery meat. That's what spam is. It's like cat food for humans. Like
it's a loaf. Very good fried though, sliced and fried on a piece of white bread. That's a solid sandwich right there.
Well, you might be right about. I'll have to give it a try in my next life,
or not.
It's not a must try.
Yeah, no, I think if you didn't, that'd be fine too, Tom.
Yeah,
figure it out one way or the other. You know, it's so funny because you go different foods. And it's not a coincidence. My favorite foods are all basically Catholic family food, like spaghetti. You know, it's the Italian Catholic because I grew up going to Catholic school. So everybody I knew was Catholic. So we ate a lot of that, like French food. They're all Catholic. Mm-hmm. It's kind of weird. And then there's the Irish, which they chipped in nothing. Irish food sucks. I'm sorry.
It's not good.
They gave us
not
Guinness.
Good.
They gave us Guinness.
They did give us Guinness. You're right.
And they gave us shepherd's pie.
Is that good?
I mean, it's just ground beef with gravy with mashed potatoes on top of it.
I
mean,
that'd be good.
It's pretty solid.
No, quite. But I think that has a lot to do with it. How you grew up, where you grew up, who with whom you grew up. That affects everything about your life. It absolutely does.
Absolutely.
I loved it. I thought it was terrific. All right. What else?
Before I go, you were talking about that big blue rooster statue at the sculpture garden.
The blue rooster. That's what I call it. Yeah.
It's specifically called the Han cock. Like that's the name of it.
What is Han?
That's a German name for cock. So
Han?
it's
cock.
It's
called cock.
It's like it's named. No, that's just two different There's the German, and then there's
got it.
That's what its official name is the Han cock, and it was modeled after something that's in Trafalgar Square, but it was very specifically done. This one was to be edgy and cheeky, and
you can tell
that like it's named that. Like they're not even pretending it's not anything other than what it is.
Good for you.
Germans.
Happy for you.
Well, you brought it up a minute ago, and I thought I'd read that, and I'm like, yep, they definitely that was on purpose. So
wouldn't it be the greatest if a bunch of like Germans went by it on a bus? 9. Wouldn't it be phenomenal?
Oh, they love the cock. It's out again.
What a Hancock. Well, there's Hankook. Well, that's a tire or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a tire brand.
That's what I thought it is.
Something like that.
Yeah. All right, Hunyuk. We will talk to you on the morning.
All right, you guys have a good day.
Hunyuk, as we went from Hancock to Hunyuk. I like that. All right, talk to you later. Ladies and gentlemen, news brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluation. We shall take a break. Be right back. More news and stuff right after this. As a matter of fact, we have a special guest coming up at 9 o'clock, just about 13 minutes from now. What do you think of that action?
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Are you really?
I'm actually like a fan
Tiffani
of hers.
Thiessen?
Yeah, and so I'm excited.
Look at you all.
It's a good day to be here.
His lower lip's like. Let's get a little more worked up over nothing over there, Buster. All right, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Tom here, and I just read a success story from MN Fat Loss client Elizabeth, who just completed the program. Elizabeth writes, I'm a 54-year-old woman who has struggled with losing weight. I had almost constant heartburn, trouble sleeping, and brain fog. I tried counting calories, eating bars and shakes, several other programs in which I would lose, like 5 to 10 pounds after months of struggling, only to gain it right back. After 60 days of the Minnesota Fat Loss, the MN Fat Loss program, I was down 25 pounds. MN Fat Loss has really empowered me to believe that I can control my eating and my weight without having to sacrifice foods that I like. Let me assure you that the short 60 days is totally worth it. If you're thinking about finally committing to improving your health, this is the time to start. You won't regret your investment in yourself. Great job, Elizabeth. So happy to hear about your success. Are you ready to lose weight and feel better? Go to mnfatloss.com. Schedule a free phone consultation. It's so easy to see if MN Fat Loss is a good fit for you. They offer a free phone consultation to learn about the program. You don't have to take time off work or get a babysitter for the kids. It's as easy as getting on a quick call with the expert staff. You can share your goals, learn about the program, and see if it's a good fit to help you lose weight and feel better. They also have virtual options to help you if you live far away. That's another great part of MN Fat Loss. To schedule that free phone consultation, go to mnfatloss.com. The only thing you have to lose is that unwanted weight. That's www.mnfatloss.com. I cannot wait to hear about your success story. Let them know that Tom sent you.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Listen live on the Tom Barnard Show app or at tombernardshow.com.
Dougie, how's life in Baldwin?
I love it, though it's a bit hard to find a half-calf, decaf, heavy foam.
I'll give you some heavy foam.
Yeah, that's what he said. Anyway, I just came back from the National Ford meeting and got to hear Bill Ford, Henry's grandson, and Jim Farley, who's the CEO, talk about the future of the company. It was really interesting, and I learned some cool stuff. Read this.
Ford builds more vehicles in the USA than any other brand. Huh? I thought it would have been Tesla.
Not even close. Keep reading.
Ford outsold Toyota in 2022 and is on track to do it again. I didn't know that either. Probably these commercials.
Yeah, sure, Bill.
Ford also has the largest number of assembly workers in the United States.
You know, Tom, I've really fallen in love with the product. From the electrics to the Super Duties, thanks to you, a lot of people have reached out to put Ford on their list. If you want to talk cars in general or Ford specifically, reach out to me at Doug@flagshipford.com.
Flagshipford.com.
In a world that's racing a mile a minute, a split-second distraction can change everything. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. Every day we see too many people, heads buried in their phones, unaware of the dangers they're in. Texting and driving isn't just reckless, it's playing Russian roulette with your life and the lives of others. In just 4 seconds of distraction, you've driven the length of a football field. Is there any text message that's worth your life, that's worth the lives of others? I've been fighting for the rights of the injured for over 30 years. But I'd rather you never meet me in a courtroom. So hear me now. Stop texting and driving. Pay attention. Value your lives and the lives around you. And if you won't, know this. At Bradshaw and Bryant, we're relentless. We won't back down. We bring justice to those that need it.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
The new Tom Barnard Morning Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Visit tombarnardshow.com, keyword partner.
WORK, Work News Radio.
Next up, incidents of pressing all the elevator buttons unexpectedly spike on Bring Your Kid to Work Day. But first, the latest on a team lunch that wasn't ordered through Easy Cater.
I'm in the break room where lunch that was previously announced on the way has now been downgraded to hopefully soon.
Fingers crossed, Michelle. Fingers crossed.
Newsflash, it's hard when the food is late, but at EasyCater, we make hard easy. With food for work delivered on time and is ordered from over 100,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Allie in for Brittany. Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see the video of yesterday's show with Brittany?
I saw clips of it. Is that the one you put on Instagram?
She's got this lighting now. She looks all this beautiful tone on her face. Oh, look at you now. You're doing the same thing.
The cat just messed it the room as you were speaking. She cut off my bad girl.
Girl. A little behind the scenes because I ran into Brittany at the offices yesterday.
Oh, you did? Okay.
She filled me in, and I'm going to totally expose her here.
Good.
She said that she didn't have the air vent open in her closet where she was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So she had like long pants and a sweatshirt. And she said by the end of the second hour, she was like just dying of heat. And she was like opening the door to get some air and then just sweating all over. And so it was her face that was super red and not like any special lighting.
Oh, it was just
Oh
the fact
my
that she was sweating
gosh.
her ass off.
Yeah, just dying of heat exhaustion.
Why would you not open the vent?
She didn't want to like disturb Go-Go and like get her all riled up by seeing her. And
I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
She's gonna have it figured out. No, is she ever coming back, or is she taking more days off?
No, she'll be back in, luckily for all of us, tomorrow.
Oh, damn it. I mean, oh, good.
Just silence after that.
Now, you kind of have that.
Brittany's a force of nature. She's the funniest person I know, Tom.
Oh, you've got a low bar. You kind of got that glow now, too, because you got that back. What color is the wall behind you? Is it kind of yellowish white?
Yeah. We call it eggshell, Tom.
Eggshell. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's eggshell. That's exactly what it is. So it sets up women look good in that. You're on the upper left corner. Apparently, all women look good in that corner.
Oh, yeah. That's the corner to be in.
Oh, yes, you're absolutely. I do look wonderful. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, it works.
I'm like Mariah Carey. Like I have a good side, like this is my good side. So I only want to be, or maybe this is my good side. I think this is my good side. Yeah.
Oh, do you think both of them might be? I have two good sides. What you're saying. I don't know. Just looking for some headlines in the news this morning.
I've got something, Tom. Do you want?
Oh, good. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So in South Korea, they have this rule that if you are 18, you have to be in the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they also have another rule, a caveat. If you're an Olympian and you get a gold medal, not silver, not bronze, if you get a gold, you are exempt from your military service.
Really?
So it is a lot of South Koreans are like, yeah, I want to be a friggin' Olympian, man, because they don't want to go into that. But some other dudes found a loophole in South Korea because they have the Olympic Asian Games where they have video games. And there's a team of dudes that play League of Legends, and they won a gold medal playing the League of Legends in the Asian Games. So they don't have to go into the military. Now, I know what you're thinking. These guys probably wouldn't be the best stock to go into the military anyway.
Probably not. True.
However, I would like to argue, Tom, these are the dudes that you want leading the drones.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Controlling all of the military high expense stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, I was like, good for them. Nerds rule.
I have a question. Why does South Korea even have an army?
Because North Korea is like right above them.
Let's bomb the piss out of them. There you go.
North Korea has like one computer and they're like, we are the best.
Running on like 2004 DSL dial-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a rocket. We're ready to use it. It's like, I don't think you've ever sent a rocket where you meant to send it, North Korea. Just calm down.
I think it was the 1968 election, if I remember correctly, because I was a teenage boy.
Mhm.
And I can't remember the man's name, but he was, I believe, a general in the United States Army, and he was running for president.
Okay.
And he was asked, if elected president, what would your plans be in Vietnam? And he responded, and I quote, if elected president, I will bomb Vietnam back to the Stone Age.
Oh, God.
Holy Hannah. It's a little harsh, don't you think? He didn't get elected, by the way. I should point
Yeah.
out. He didn't get in.
Obviously.
I'd bomb him back to the
Man.
Stone Age. It's a
That
little-
reminds me of like Ross Perot. You
Oh,
know?
yeah. H.
Like
Ross Perot.
he like ran on like trying to find like military prisoners, you know,
Yeah.
that were possibly still in Vietnam, and it's like he had zero proof of it. You know?
Right. You mean like
he's
all the news now? There's zero proof of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And he like, you know, that's great that you want to try to find lost people, Ross, but I think a lot of those military prisoners are either dead or non-existent. Like,
Yeah.
you don't win an election on, you know?
True. That is true, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have any interest in this whole pissing match that's going on in the House, the United States of America, between you got your Matt Gaetz and you got your Kevin McCarthy, and they're pissing and moaning at each other. I still love the fact that the guy who was caught dating a 17-year-old girl is bitching about somebody's ethics. I just love that. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're the guy to judge, right?
Yeah.
That's why I got to be honest with you. Seriously, I don't get how anybody could be a solid Republican or Democrat. There are some horrible people in both parties. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And it's also crazy because when I was a kid, I felt like those people were extra smart. And,
Oh, yeah.
You know, they knew a lot about, you know, government and all those things. And like, come to find out, like, I know more than a lot of them now. And that is scary, Tom, because I only had 3 years of youth in government. Okay.
Well, that is true, though. You probably know a lot more. They're in it for the money. I'm sorry. They're not in it to make this country better. They're all now. Well, some of them become billionaires. How the hell does that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Honest to God, I just, it's money, 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 money. Everything is money now.
Yeah.
So, you know, to see something like that, and this Matt Gaetz, who knows even why he doesn't like Kevin McCarthy, and he's got to go after him. But I got to be honest with you, if I were as unethical as Matt Gaetz, I might shut my mouth. But I really don't think he's smart enough to know what he's getting into.
No.
We're going to burn him to the ground if he doesn't watch out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I kind of glancing at the headlines this morning. You know, it's a lot about baseball because the playoffs open up today. Looking forward to that. First game is it like noon or something?
3:38 first pitch time.
No, I'm talking about the very first.
The very first one.
in
Yeah, I
Major
believe is
League.
at noon. I'm not
Like
sure
a
who's
noon
playing,
game.
but yeah, it's like noon, 3:30, and then there's a night game as well.
like 7.
Probably a couple more games sprinkled in, but
Yep, something like that.
Do the Twins have Homer Hankies still? Like,
I don't
little-
know.
I believe they made a new one for this year.
Oh, did they?
Okay, cool. Good. They should. You know, it's a big thing getting in the
Homer Hanky.
playoffs for one game.
It's kind of like the staple, I feel like, for Minnesota Twins playoff baseball. Like that's
You
the
got to
only-
have the hanky.
You got to have some hanky.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like Pittsburgh, they got the mean towels or the terrible towels.
terrible tells you.
Homer hanky, that's Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, and I feel like all teams, regardless of the sport, when it's playoff time, they have some sort of where like they put like the towel on every chair, or
Oh,
you get those
yeah,
like thunder
yeah.
sticks at basketball games and stuff. Yeah, so I'm sure they'll have something.
Get the Vuvuzela from, remember those from
Oh
the
my
World
gosh,
Cup?
the World Cup.
Vuvuzela. I haven't heard that in a while.
The horns that everybody would blow. Yeah,
just awful.
I had it on my phone. There was an app for a Vuvuzela.
Really?
So I would just play it in class. My teachers weren't happy about that.
Wonderful. I bet you everybody was just ecstatic about that.
Yeah.
No question. So do you guys think the Twins are going to win the game today? Taking a look.
Yeah, I think so, and it's probably more just hopeful because it's more fun to talk about a team that does well in the
Mhm.
playoffs. But I think
True.
that they've been trending in the right direction. It seems like from what I've heard from the stadium is that, the fans have definitely been more supportive and more
Good.
into it. So I feel like
Good.
everything looks like we should be able to go in and at least win. Well, I really hope they win today because then the questions and conversations for tomorrow are going to be,
Right.
well, now we're on the brink of 20 straight losses and we suck. And it's so they need to get the monkey off their back right away. Otherwise, tomorrow's going to be ugly.
They do. You're absolutely right. It's exciting to have the Twins back. And by the way, what you just pointed out is accurate. You look at the stats, there's no comparison between the first half and the second half of the season.
Right.
They're much better than at the beginning. No doubt about it. Their stats are much, much better in the second half. So maybe we can carry it forward. And hey, look, nobody believed when the Q said that the Twins were going to win the World Series before the season even started in '87. And then they ended up winning, I think, 85 games that year. Everybody went, see, we knew they wouldn't get anywhere. Well, they ended up winning the World Series.
Yeah.
That's what I love about baseball. People can come from out of nowhere and win the World Series.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot like hockey where you have that one hot goaltender and now a team that wasn't, there's a lot more parity in baseball. So yeah, you can get your pitchers locked in or somebody's bat gets hot and here we go.
Yeah.
Vegas doesn't really believe in the Twins right now.
No,
of all
no.
4 games today, they are the they have the slimmest odds to win as a favorite. They're -112 today against the Blue Jays.
No,
So you're saying bet on them?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't go that far.
We don't need Vegas to believe in us because we believe in us.
There you go.
Is that the argument still?
We're the Twins. We're gonna win. It's gonna be a 6-0 game. But yeah, we're all on board for the Twins today.
6-0.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just throwing out numbers, but
It's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
we're gonna win.
This is from a lot of statistical analysis.
Did a
right,
lot of
Kevin?
research on the drive in
Yeah.
here today, and that's what I came up with.
I'm excited for the game tomorrow because Jose Barrios is set to start game 2, and so he's making his return. Former Twin. That'll be a nice storyline, especially because now they're going to have. I want to say they have Sonny Gray going today, so it'll be Pablo Lopez tomorrow.
Yes.
So a couple of big trade pieces for both teams going.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. It should be a really, really good time. Baseball is one of those sports anybody can win any game.
Yep.
So we'll see how it works out. But I got faith in them moving on to the second round.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm not saying they're going to win a World Series, but I think everybody get on board and support the team while they're in the playoffs and have a good time.
I like it. There's no question about it. So the 2 games. No, wait a minute. Are all 3 games here?
All 3, yes, are here.
That's what I heard, that they don't get to go home. All 3 are here.
Yeah, I
that's
could have
weird.
sworn they did, but I guess for this first series, they're switching it up. Whoever the high seed is, they get to host all 3. So if they don't win, it's
2 out of 3 when
it's
you
a
get
bad
all
luck.
home games.
It's a bad luck.
Yeah, it would be the most Minnesotan thing to happen.
Well, yeah.
Is if we lose these.
I love how hopeful everyone's being, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, Minnesota sports, Minnesota sports.
Allie, we're doing this because of Minnesota sports because the Vikings suck this year. They're terrible.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't listen to that, Tom. You know what? Because at least you guys have a game. The Bears.
Bears are trash.
Yeah, it's hot garbage, ready to blow up.
That's all true. It's all true. There's one great comparison in my mind that will never go away between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Both of them. Now, for the Vikings, it didn't work. For the Bears, it did work. You got Walter Payton. You're on the 2-yard line, and you don't give it to Walter Payton. You give it to the fridge.
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now, great. Fridge, I loved watching Fridge, but it's Walter effing Payton, for Christ's sake.
Right.
And then we got the same thing up here. We give the ball to Brent McClanahan and not Chuck Foreman, one of the greatest running backs of all time.
Who?
And then, of course, Brent McClanahan fumbled on the 1-yard line.
We call that coaches trying to think they're smarter than the other coach, and we're gonna show you how brilliant we are, and then it doesn't work.
I'm in charge here.
It's like when Pete Carroll threw the ball on the 1-yard line to lose the Super Bowl instead of handing it to Marshawn Lynch. Like,
I know.
Just you got to stick with what got you here.
I agree. Will we do that? Will we see a lot of what we've how we got there in the first place?
You with the Twins?
With the Twins, yes.
I think so, because I think they're in a position where they're like, we have to be like right the ship of 18 straight losses. So I don't think they're in a position where like, hey, we can get cute with this. They have too many like injuries with like Royce Lewis and Buxton. So I think that, you have to kind of more stick to the fundamentals of what got you here rather than change it up. And the Twins, they're historically not a team that, they're not trading for a lot of people, bringing in a lot of high priced free agents. So I feel like they're more of a traditional baseball team rather than new analytics age that we're in.
I like the fact that the game starts at 3:30, so you'll be eating dinner and watching the game at about
like 5, 6 o'clock,
30, 6 o'clock, something like that. I love it. I do. On the Twins, since I was 9 years old, I have loved my Minnesota Twins, and I don't just like the Twins. I love that team since I was 9. Like I said, it just. I'm very excited about this. Am I going to ruin it by being too excited? That God, Tom's too excited, so we're going to shut him down.
No, worst case scenario, they lose, and you at least got to be excited for 2 days until they're done, or you can hate and expect to lose, and they lose, and you were miserable the whole time. So at least be happy for a little while.
It won't be all your fault.
No. I disagree. It'll be my fault. There's no question. I get the blame for everything.
Allie's got the best job here today because she gets hopeful, Tom. Because if they lose tonight, she doesn't come in tomorrow. She doesn't do anything tomorrow.
That's true. You're not
Brittany's
around.
got to come and feel that wrath.
Oh, well, she can handle it if anyone can. But I will say that they just broke a world record for baseball. The longest game played ever.
I saw that.
It was like in Missouri, I think, or Kansas or something. They played 100 hours in 1 minute.
100 hours.
100 hours.
They played for over 4 straight days.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. What level was this?
A pretty low level because they were raising money for like local charities. I think they raised they got like $32,000, but the previous record was in Canada and it was 83 something. And they thought we need to make an American world record for baseball because that's ridiculous.
I like it. That's all I have to say. I don't know. I'm very, very excited about it. I'm glad to hear that you guys think that the Twins have a really good chance of winning this first go around with 3 straight games at home. They better win it if you got 3. Yeah. I mean, if you can't win 2 out of 3 at home, you got a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
And it feels weird, but it's like game 1 almost feels like a must win just because of the negative energy that is around this team in playoffs. But I think we should be we're in a good spot.
I think so. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't think there's any question about that, but that is the deal there. So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. There's a lot of stuff in the news this morning, all the rest of it. But right now, the Minnesota Twins are headed to the playoffs. Therefore, I'm going to ignore headlines like a soldier's on the ground view of a costly battle to retake Bakhmut. I'm going to ignore that story to talk Twins baseball.
We apologize to Bakhmut, but we've got Twins baseball.
It's much more important.
Get your priorities straight.
Kind of negative, don't you think? I don't know. It's it all works out in the end. We got a special guest coming up in a couple of seconds. No question about it. I'm looking down at her, at Tiffani Thiessen. I'm looking at her picture. There's not one picture of her where she's not smiling.
No, and that's like, so I put together the one sheet and like every picture on the internet is of her smiling.
Like
she
always
looks like the happiest person ever.
She does. You're absolutely right. So did she call you and say, Tevin, is this you?
Oh no, I wish she called me.
Big fan you are, huh?
Yeah, well, so because she was her rise to stardom came on Saved by the Bell. She was
Kelly Kapowski.
Batgirl. Yep. And so
Kelly
I'd never
Kapowski,
seen that show. But what I know her from is White Collar, because that's like my comfort show to watch late at night when I'm just trying to like unwind. And so she's in there. And so when her name came across through an email from Art, I was like, oh, yeah, we absolutely have
time to go.
Yeah, and she's apparently a great cook because she's got a new cookbook coming out.
Here we go again. It's Tiffany's second cookbook and it's a love letter to her childhood. Tiffani Thiessen with us. Tiffany, I have to warn you up front that I'm the host of the show here. And my job for the next 10 minutes was to keep these guys off your back because they've all been salivating finding out that you were going to be on.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good morning, Tiffany. I'm not kidding you. These people are excited, Tiffany. So I'm going to sit back and shut up.
Thank you. Well, it's a pleasure to be here, truly.
Yeah,
Tiffani,
absolutely.
I
go ahead.
saw that you just made a video on Instagram and you made like an ambrosia salad.
Yes.
That looked so good. Is that recipe going to be in your book?
Again?
Is that recipe?
You could see that recipe again?
No, that's like from the 70s, right?
I know, and it's really good. I leveled it up much more modern, and I can promise you it's actually really good. My kids love it. Yes, it is in the book. It's that and many. So the book is definitely a love letter to my childhood. You'll see some kind of old school recipes sort of modernized a little bit. With the photography and everything, I really wanted to kind of give a little nod to my childhood and my mom, who I truly believe is the true queen of leftovers, because she's the one who taught me. As a young kid who didn't come up with, a ton of money, my mom was always stretching the budget with our food every week. And so the idea for the book really kind of stemmed from that, as well as at the very beginning of the pandemic, when all of us were scared to go to the grocery store and we were kind of forced to stretch food,
Yeah.
So I wanted to create a book, based on what I find to be very important and what I'm trying to instill in my children about food waste and the importance of not doing that, and how we have such a huge impact as humans on our planet by wasting almost 40% of food. That's
Really?
Statistically showing we waste about almost half, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. So I wanted to show people we could really reinvent and kind of just re-envision probably the food that we already have in our fridge and our pantry. And that's what the book is all about.
See, I think that's wonderful to help. Yeah, because Americans for a long, long time, Tiffani, they threw away far too much good food that could have been put into something else, and they kept throwing it away.
Oh yeah, I think we're as a society get real lazy. We're all about convenience because everything moves fast, and I think as a country, we're probably the worst, I would say. But there's so many ways that I really wanted to show people that it's actually pretty easy. It doesn't take a lot of extra time. It really doesn't. If you just look at it differently, if you open that fridge and look at it differently,
Oh, good. And now, Tiffani, I'm going to ask you a question. You don't have to answer this or not, but there's a young man in the studio who wants to ask you a question, but I have to ask, are you married? Do you have a boyfriend? Anything like that?
I am an old lady. What are you talking? Of course I'm married and have kids.
Well, I didn't know. You look like you're about 14 in the pictures.
You're sweet. I'm going to be 50, guys.
No
Dang,
way.
girl. It must be all those healthy recipes you've been eating.
It's funny. I actually feel more at ease and comfortable turning 50 than I was even turning 40. Isn't that funny? I don't know why. I don't know if it's hormonally or what, but I feel awesome. I feel really good, actually.
As a female, that's a good statement to say. Thank you. That comforts me, Tiffani.
Yeah, I do.
Tiffani, I got to ask you, I know every chef, I feel like, has like that one dish, that one meal that is like their go-to. Like if you have somebody over for the first time, you want to make a good first impression. What's like your go-to meal that you make?
It's funny. I don't know if I consider myself one that has a go-to meal. I mean, I make a lot of great things. I'm just going to brag about myself for a second. I'm good. The way that I impress people, I mean, truly the way that I impress people is I want to make them something that they're usually in the mood for, because I think food is a lot like music, and it creates and evokes a lot of emotion, right? And I want people to connect with that specific food. I don't want to serve them something they're like, I don't really like this, So if I'm making a bourguignon, I want to make sure that they're going to love it. And so generally when I have people over, I ask them kind of what they're in the mood for. A lot of it has to do with the season. So if it's kind of cold outside, I want something more comforting. So that's kind of how I usually decide on impressing someone who's coming over, Do
you have a special area? Like I got to be honest, I grew up a nice Catholic boy, so I'm a big Italian food guy. Do you have a favorite food?
Give me classic Thanksgiving. That is my favorite. It's like the Olympics of food, and I love it. And I love the leftovers that come with it for weeks after.
No, it is true. You're absolutely right. There's no, and we're coming. My God, that's only in about 6 weeks from now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
Snuck up on me.
Yeah.
No question.
I know. It does every year. It seems to come quicker every year.
It does indeed. I did not realize this, but my wife, Catherine, who's a really, really good cook, and she's a bit older than you, but you both look like you're about 30. So you and my wife have a lot in common. I'm just telling you, both got a bad attitude. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Keep talking.
Just keep talking, Buster. No, that's great. One thing I have noticed about people who really are good cooks, your heart is all in on all these things. I love that about good cooks.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think food really, like I said, I use it as, as my way of connecting with people, my family. It's just, I don't know. I love that I've been able to kind of carve out a second career that is creative, but something that I'm very passionate about.
Okay, you can't lie about this one. When you get away from cooking yourself, is there one trashy takeaway food that you really like?
Taco Bell.
That took a long time.
Do you have recipes in your cookbook for how to repurpose Taco Bell?
I know, but you know why? Because it's nostalgic for me.
Sure,
It's
sure.
nostalgic because, again, my mom, we didn't have tons of money, so it was like the cheap fast food that was like, very much where I grew up. And Taco Bell, like I wasn't really a fan of the other fast food, I have to say. Like it just wasn't. But Taco Bell was like the bomb. Like
so good.
Taco Bell to me was like, and I still every now and then I'm like, I could go get a crunchy taco right now, and I could really be happy with that.
Yeah. And it's the great equalizer, like 2 a.m. at the Taco Bell drive-thru, there's a Rolls Royce and there's a Cavalier with the hubcaps missing.
That's true, by the way.
Everyone's equal at Taco Bell.
Long time. It's been a long time since I've done the drive-thru at 2 o'clock in the morning. Mama's sleeping.
All right, I'm gonna throw a little dirt on this one. My favorite would be, just for nostalgic purposes, I would go to White Castle. So they all go.
Yeah,
oh.
I can't do the White Castle.
I think we all have our little comfort there. Like I think there's something to be said about that sort of old school nostalgia of food, that we kind of grew up with. And I say I didn't grow up with White Castle, so like that wouldn't be, but Taco Bell was mine.
Right.
Yeah. And Tiffani, in your cookbook, so obviously you're going to have some people that are, excellent home chefs, other people that can't cook water. Is there a certain, how user-friendly is your cookbook for repurposing the leftovers?
User-friendly. I don't pose myself as being some hoity-toity fancy chef. I didn't go to culinary school. I'm a home cook, like literally self-taught, with all the women in my family teaching me beforehand. I do have some fun, fancy chefs that have given me some tricks, but this is not something that I feel anybody can't relate to. Like the ingredients you know how to pronounce, you can get them at the grocery store. There's nothing crazy in there. Like this is all very relatable, I feel.
My, that 10 minutes went by way too fast, Tiffani.
Well, you're just going to have me back.
Anytime you want to come on, just here, I'll give you the direct number. Just call in whenever you feel like it.
You're so sweet. I love it.
Thank you, my dear Tiffani Thiessen. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Tiffany's second cookbook. Thanks a lot, Tiffani. Have a good day. Tiffani Thiessen. God, honest to God, did everybody see these pictures?
She's so cute. I wish you guys could see the Instagram video she just made making the ambrosia salad. It got like 1 million hits or something like that, and she looks gorgeous. Like,
she's beautiful.
So pretty. Yeah,
she is. Yeah, what a nice person though too.
Mm-hmm.
I like it when people are beautiful and nice. Brittany and Allie and Catherine. People like that.
You stop. Go on.
Go on. What more do you have to say, Tom?
Keep talking.
That's really, really nice. She was a great guest. I thought she was terrific.
Great. Yeah, good for her for doing something else too that's fun and creative.
But I think women
are
hard.
Yeah. It's hard when you don't act as much anymore. You sort of feel like, well, what do I do now?
Mm-hmm. And especially because she was like in the 90s, like a megastar. Like she was on
Megastar.
Like that was the biggest show in the 90s.
You didn't bring it up. Good job.
I mean, that's a legend of the game right there. Yeah. That's who we just talked to.
You're right.
Flat out.
I'm not saying that the show's officially made it now, but we're kind of a big deal. we talked to a 90s sitcom star.
I love the fact that honestly, I would never, ever have thought that she was 50 years old.
No.
Didn't look anywhere near 50, but
no.
Allie is 72 and you
That's
don't
right.
look near that old.
That's right, Tom. It's a lot of tomato sauce, a lot of Italian. I rub it on my skin at night.
But no, Catherine is 64 years old, and there is no way she looks that old. Women, You do a lot. You guys do a great job being women.
Thanks. It's not easy, Tom. I call the pink tax, right?
The pink what?
The pink tax. It's
No.
like women make less money, but we also make even less money because it costs so much to like keep ourselves looking good.
Okay, do me a favor and never ever use the words "women make less money" and Taylor Swift in the same sentence.
And Taylor Swift is God. And
Yeah, because she's got no money at all.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying is like,
I know.
Yeah. So thank you for recognizing it because it does cost a lot of money to try to look good. It's insane.
I bet that's true.
You could go on and on and on. Like there are some things that I've just sort of sworn off of, and actually one of them is like nice skincare products because you can't really tell the difference. But people could charge you $200 or $300 for like a tiny little vial of like whatever. That's
your little glow serum that you got 5 drops on your face every day. Yeah, no,
not falling for it.
You can only get it there.
That's why I had to give up I had to change my skincare routine too because it was just too much money.
Dove was too much money.
My 3-in-1 is really.
I was gonna say that's what's wrong. Is men will have like a shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and like toothpaste all in one because it's convenient, and it's like
don't knock until you try it. Yeah, don't knock until you try it.
Toothpaste.
I suppose that is true. Oh, we got to take a break. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so happy to welcome back our longtime friend, Sabre Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, to the show. I've known Steve, the owner, for many years, and I completely trust Sabre to keep my house comfortable. Why? Sabre does everything the right way, and they always put the customer first. I love the team at Sabre because their service experts are experienced NATE certified technicians. They're not salespeople. Their pricing is completely upfront, and they fix only what needs to be fixed, nothing more. Sabre is dedicated to giving customers what they need when they need it and a fair price, keeping your family safe and comfortable without breaking the bank. Give Sabre Heating and Air Conditioning a try. I know they'll take care of you just like they've taken care of me and my family for many years now. Steve's a great guy. Whether you need a new Bryant furnace or air conditioner replaced or just simply need a service call to get you going again, go to saberheating.com. That's SABRE heating.com. Sabre and Bryant, whatever it takes.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Listen live at tombernardshow.com or on the Tom Barnard Show app.
This is Tom Barnard from my throttle therapy friends at Power Lodge in Miller Marine. If you're the type that doesn't mind a little hard work or getting mud everywhere as long as you've got the right machine, this is for you. Power Lodge is Minnesota's CF Moto Superstore. Since they buy more, you save more. And Power Lodge has new deals to get you ready for your fall escape. Save thousands on CF Moto off-road and side-by-sides. 4x4s starting at an unbelievable $4,599. No matter how tough the job, Power Lodge in their 5 locations has you covered with a 3-year warranty on select units. That's 3 years peace of mind. Bring home the keys and the freedom to ride with confidence. It always starts at the Lodge, Power Lodge. Plus, for a limited time, get a free CF Moto generator when you purchase select units, powering your adventures even further. With locations in Ramsey, Sauk Rapids, Onamia, St. Cloud, and Brainerd, Power Lodge is your power sports go-to destination and is the largest CF Moto dealer in the state. Call or visit today and check my throttle therapy buddies out online at powerlodge.com. Your CF Moto escape starts at the Lodge.
The new Tom Barnard Morning Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner.
Can we make 10,000 thread count sheets?
For Lens Linens, staying in the comfort zone is never an option.
Maximum thread count we could possibly thread.
An industrial seamstress would make their sweet dreams come true.
I want it to feel like you're on a snowflake, on cotton candy, on marshmallows, on a cloud.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, we're back. And as always on this show, we follow up what we've said. Talked about the fact that Tiffani Thiessen was on the show. She's 50 years old now. She looks like she's about 35. And how that all holds up and all the rest. And again, what I love about that, she's a beautiful woman. She's talented. She's 50 years old now. she's just a very happy, pleasant person. We need more of that.
Yeah, like because before she came on, you were commenting like, "Oh, she's smiling in all of her pictures," and then she came on, and her voice sounds like she was smiling the entire interview. Like,
Yeah.
it's always nice because you hear, child stars that grow up to be assholes and just unruly and negative to be around.
You.
Well, no,
I wish I was a child star. Oh my
yeah, so
god.
it's nice to feel or hear Tiffany, and she sounds like she's a very humble and nice human being.
Tom, who is someone that you've interviewed that was like surprisingly, other than Tiffany, that you were like, I've always liked that person, but after talking with them, I'm like, wow, they are an incredible human.
Very nice. You mean?
Yeah.
There are many, many of them. The biggest names pop up first, of course. And see, here's one thing I love about my political life, because I'm going to mention a person who couldn't be further from me in political opinion. There's no question. We would get along on none of that. And I don't have a very far left or far right position. I tend to be kind of in the middle, but when people get too extreme, I'm like, whatever. But knowing that she is very, very political, no question about it. One of the nicest people I've ever met, and a lot of people can't stand her, is Jane Fonda.
I love Jane Fonda.
She's a sweetheart of a human being, stunningly beautiful. I mean, one thing in my life, and I don't mention this to Catherine because, just having Catherine hug me at night is always a wonderful thing. Every night, a hug and a kiss before you go to bed.
Yeah.
But when Jane Fonda, she was in the studio for about 2 hours. She was there almost the whole show.
Wow.
And afterwards, she came over and walked up and gave me a long hug. And I thought, I'm getting a hug from Jane Fonda, one of the most spectacularly beautiful. I mean, she's no Brittany or Allie or Catherine, but
right.
Yeah.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Not a problem. Peter Fonda. I mean, not Peter Fonda. Peter Falk was another guy. Phenomenal, great movie star. Could not have been a nicer man. Actually, to tell you the truth, the bigger the star, the nicer they tend to be.
That's true.
The ones that are on their way up that are a massive pain in the ass.
Yep. It's the ones that have already made it, and there are some people that are assholes, but the ones that are already established, they don't have necessarily anything to prove. So I just get to enjoy life. And then you get the people that think they're higher up on the scale than they really are, that try to overcompensate.
Yeah, and there's a reason they rose to the top, because they're great and people like being around them. And I mean, I've probably said this before, but when I worked in music management, like Coldplay was the nicest band I ever worked with.
Yeah.
Like really, really nice guys.
Right.
But I mean, of course, like they're millionaires, so they don't have much to worry about, but the younger bands that you've never heard of and never will, because they're probably already broken up, they were just like the biggest pains. Like
they were
the ones that I would have to bail out of jail in Arizona, just like, guys.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Working at Capitol Records all those years, about 8 years, I guess I worked there. That's exactly what you're talking about. The young up and comers, the ones who are. Bob Seger could not have been a nicer man. Steve Miller, great guy. All these wonderful people I used to have to travel with, which I loved. Don't get me wrong.
Have to travel.
I did. I had to take them all over the damn place. But honest to God, the big acts, I'd be honest with you, I can't name one big act on Capitol Records that was a pain in the ass. The ones that are up and coming were a massive pain in the ass.
Terrible. Yeah. And entitled. They wanted everything.
Yeah.
They wanted everything the big acts had.
Although I will tell you, the one group that did impress me, because they released their first album and it went double platinum within 90 days, that's selling some albums. Everybody in the Knack was very pleasant. Who? The Knack? My Sharona.
Oh, yep. There we go.
There you go. My Sharona. I knew you'd know the song, but they just that was their first big hit, and there was not one bit of attitude on any of them. Very, very. Doug Feiger was a really nice guy. So it does happen. I mean, once in a while. Who's the biggest prick in radio you ever worked with? So
are we talking to Tevin or me?
She tried to duck it. Right there. But no, I just thought throw that out just to make you nervous. You don't have to answer
it's
that.
funny. It's funny because some people get along so well with other people. So it's like who I might think is the biggest prick is someone else's best friend. So, I don't ever want to put that out there in the universe that this person sucks, because it's like, well, some people like them. So,
Well, you could ask me and I'd answer it.
Tom, who was the biggest prick you ever worked with?
All of you.
Don't say Tevin.
Don't say Tevin. He's sitting right here. That's exactly right. No, I would say all of you. You're all a massive pain in the ass.
Yeah, for sure.
Radio people are a huge pain in the ass.
Of course, we're all crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, why are we though?
Because we're not pretty enough to be on TV.
That's not true.
There's like a little bit of talent somewhere laying in there, and we talk too much, and we need attention.
That's
true. You put a lot of people in a room that need attention, and it's gonna explode.
It is unbelievable. Sometimes I've been very lucky though, actually, over the years working. There were some people I worked with that other people couldn't stand, and I got along with them just fine.
Yeah.
And then there are other people, oh, they're so nice. And then I found out, no, they're not. They love to talk shit about people behind their back constantly. I like people who are upfront with you. This talk behind your back deal, I got no time for that. If I think you're an asshole, I'm going to tell you your face. You're an asshole. Leave me alone. Right?
Right.
So what's wrong with that?
Tom, I have a question. How many people, like when your show was the biggest, how many people were on usually at like one time? Like 8, 9?
Oh, at one time?
Yeah.
Well, they would come floating. There was never more than about 3 or 4 on at the same time.
Okay.
We would never put 9 people on the air at once. It would, oh God, that would have been horrible.
There are some stations that do that now, and it's like the biggest just cluster of people giggling and screaming at each other. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Who needs it? Is that what you're saying?
I did have that experience. I was listening to. Have you guys listened to the podcast that the late night host did, Strike Force 5?
No.
So during the SAG and WGA strike, like Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh yeah, I saw the video of that.
Yeah, so they made like a podcast, and all the money that they get from the advertising, they're giving to their workers, right? So they can like stay afloat during the strike. And what's interesting is they were talking about their favorite shows on TV, like their favorite live shows. And they said they agreed that the TNT halftime show, basketball, NBA basketball.
NBA, it's like
it's Shaq.
Yep, Shaq, Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and Ernie Johnson.
Yeah, and they said it is the biggest train wreck because Charles Barkley will say anything, and Shaq will give him so much crap all the time. And when they play this game, Tom, with Charles Barkley called "Who He Play For."
Who he play for? There you go.
And they show Charles Barkley, someone in the NBA, and he has to guess the team that he plays for.
Ooh.
And he gets it wrong 100% of the time.
I was gonna say, which he's never right.
It's so good, and it's just like off the rails live television. They're like, nothing has ever been so crazy and wild other than that halftime show with Shaq and Charles Barkley, because they'll say anything.
Like to the point where you're like, if it was anybody else other than Charles Barkley, like he for some reason gets this pass to just like he has this big rant on women in San Antonio, Texas, where he calls them all like cows and huge, like
what
he's like,
yeah.
And it's like to the point where you're like,
in San Antonio,
he had to apologize,
yeah, but like nobody really, like that's the worst that'll happen is they'll have to apologize. Like it's like if this was anybody else, you'd be off the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I used to go to San Antonio all the time. Some of the most beautiful women in the world live there.
Yeah, well, apparently not to Charles Barkley. Somebody, I don't know if his ex-girlfriend like broke up with him or something.
Okay.
There's got to be something going on, but he does not like the women of San Antonio.
That's weird. I love San Antonio's a great town. You ever been
there? When I was very, very young, I lived down there, but I haven't been back. No.
You guys ever been there? San Antonio?
No. I've only been to Texas in like for a very short moment driving through, and I knew I was in Texas because there were bullet holes in the stop sign.
Oh yeah, well there you go. That does happen.
Yeah.
Who was the guy again? San Antonio Spurs, the big center they had.
David Robinson.
David Robinson. That's exactly who it is. So I played this one golf course, and as we pull in, one of the guys playing with us goes, David Robinson lives here. I said, really? That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go through a gate to get to the golf course.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to get to another gate to go into his neighborhood. You have to go through a third gate to get through his block and a fourth gate to his house.
Jeez.
4 different gatehouses.
So when I was younger, like probably middle school, I read a book about his life. And when he was a kid, because his family was a military family, and they were on some sort of ship, and he was like a little baby in the crib, and the ship kind of rocked, and he rolled over and got stuck between a mattress, and he almost suffocated and died. But his family ended up finding him and saving him. And so he very likely could have been taken from us and not had that great career.
What a great career it was. Too.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal. There's no question. Yeah, he was terrific. No doubt. But we'll move on with life.
AJ, do you have audio of Charles Barkley? Is that what you're laughing at?
Do you want
He's all smiles in there.
Do you want to hear some of this, Tom?
Love it.
All right, let's see if I can get this going here. So this is just like a mashup of some of the stuff that he said over the years about the women of San Antonio.
Oh no.
Let's see here.
No chance of losing weight in San Antonio. And what about Victoria? It's a secret. I told you. The big old women can't get no cute, dainty underwear. We don't even have the spurs on. What they be wearing? Oh, the bloomers.
Being done by the Coyote in San Antonio.
Well, you can't get them big women to do it. Got to be. Yes, I heard that.
There's 8 straight minutes of him just ruthlessly attacking the women of San Antonio.
Why? Nobody knows. It's like the greatest mystery.
It's crazy.
It's probably just like a bit, like his like ongoing bit now. Like he can't drop it. Like
Yeah,
that's
probably
just
true.
it. Yeah.
He's gonna have to go with it for the rest of his life. I don't fat women from San Antonio. I must have been in a different neighborhood.
Yeah.
My favorite one is they're finally covering the Spurs, and they show like courtside, and there's 2 pretty attractive women, and he immediately, without skipping both, they flew them in from Houston.
San Antonio. You come in from Houston, it's about a 3-minute drive.
Just
Not bad,
unbelievable.
but- Yeah, I don't know. He's an amazing guy. I've always liked him though. I don't know why. I've always liked him.
I think it's just because he speaks his mind. He doesn't really care what other people think, and that's kind of a freeing. Like that's how everybody kind of wants the desire to live their life is to be that worry free, and he doesn't need his job that he currently has. So if he ever if he did get fired, he'd be like, whatever. I'm Charles Barkley. I'll just go do something else.
That's what I've done my whole career because I get fired a lot.
Yeah,
well, not for 37 years, but before that and after that.
That's a good run. 37.
That's pretty good. Yeah, 37 years.
Good run. Yeah.
No question about it. We were talking about this earlier, and I do want to get back to it. The one thing we've all got in common is no one's getting any younger. About the fact that Tiffani Thiessen on with us. She looks like she's about 35. She's 50. Can you remember a specific moment when you realized, wow, I'm old? But you guys aren't old, so you probably haven't been there yet.
Tom, I'm pushing 40. Like I'm getting close.
Not old.
I mean, the moment that I saw, there are 2 things. I started getting gray hair when I was in my late 20s, which is crazy.
This? I have a friend named Norm, went bald when he was 16.
Oh, no.
Can you imagine that?
Poor Norm.
Poor Norm. Well, Norm died young, too. I got to tell you that part. But in any case, I thought he looked good. He shaved his head. Of course, once he went bald on top, then he just shaved his whole head.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis. Yeah.
The people that try to hang on to it. The people that try to hang on to it, you got like 3 little strands of hair that you're trying to comb over. Yeah, just let it go.
Yeah.
So here we go. Here are a few of the more relatable answers we've seen. Wow, I'm old now. Number 1, when the trendy clothes from your teen years come back in style. That's cold.
Yep.
You've been around so long, your crap came back.
Hey, the 90s are cool now, Tom. Like
really?
The 90s clothes, yeah.
Not bell bottoms. Not bell bottoms, please.
Kind of. Yeah, I actually bought some.
No, men in bell bottoms. I own bell bottoms and I look like an idiot. Especially with platform shoes. That's the other one. Bell bottoms and platform shoes.
Yeah. It's all back, baby.
Although I was about 6'7" in platform shoes, so that was good.
Jeez.
Honest God, those heels were like 5 inches long. It was unbelievable.
As a little kid.
Yeah, little kid, you're 7 feet tall. That works.
Trying to walk.
Okay, number 2, when music you used to party to starts playing in an elevator, I suppose that would be a problem. You're getting
that's
old.
a bummer.
When you're watching an old sitcom like Full House and realize you agree with the parents more than the kids.
Oh, no.
That's a pretty good argument.
Yeah.
When you have to keep scrolling and scrolling to find your birth year in a drop-down menu. Nah, wow, what?
Yeah. That's
Why-
it hurts.
Why do you need your birth year when you're looking at a menu?
Well, no, like, so
Like-
if you go let's say if you go to you're searching for a alcohol company online, it'll say you have to be
I
18
see.
years or older,
Oh,
then you got to
okay.
scroll down to your birthday type of thing.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're born in 1950, it's like, okay, I'm scrolling for a couple minutes here, trying to get down there.
51 takes me about 2 seconds.
You're a fast scroller. Then.
I am a fast scroller. No question. When kids start calling you ma'am or sir, I call everybody ma'am and sir. Everyone. Little kids, grown people, everybody.
It's a sign of respect. I hate when you call somebody, it's typically women that will get upset when you call them ma'am, and they're like, I'm not a ma'am. And it's like, I'm not trying to call you old. I'm just trying to show some
You
respect.
say, pardon me, miss.
Right. Well, yeah, now I just said miss.
I've never been kissed like this before.
Pardon me, miss, but I've never been kissed. I used to sing that song when I was a kid.
Look at you.
Anyway, when you catch yourself making getting up and sitting down noises, that.
Oh, yeah. My knees make so much noise.
Oh, why is that?
Because I played soccer for so long.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do it. When you hadn't seen someone's kids since they were 6 and now they're 25, that would be a sign you're getting old. That's true. Only 3 more to go here. When a celebrity pops up in an ad and you have no idea who they are, I'm at that point now. I have no idea who any of these people are.
Yeah.
In the ads. Do you guys know?
I mean, well, now it's hard because everybody's, quote unquote, TikTok famous and Instagram famous. So they're not even real celebrities anymore.
That's true.
Yeah. Like the VMAs were on, and I'm like, who are these people?
Yep.
Like, I don't know any of the musical.
Right.
Yeah. Because they come and go so fast anyway.
When you come across a photo of a celebrity you loved as a kid and realize they're ancient now, who would that be? Oh, look, it's Ernest Borgnine. You guys don't even know who that is, do you?
No.
How do you not know who Ernest Borgnine is?
Wait, is that like the Ernest Goes to Christmas guy?
No.
Ernest goes to jail.
Did you ever see the movie The Wild One?
Nope. Let's Ernest Borgnine.
Borgnine, yes.
Ernest.
What is a Borgnine? There is something a Borgnine.
Here we go.
You'd recognize him.
I could not point this man out of a 2-man lineup with Denzel Washington.
So you don't recognize him at all?
No.
He's the voice of Mermaid Man on SpongeBob.
He's what?
Mermaid Man on SpongeBob.
Oh,
there you go.
All of a sudden. All of a sudden it's a hit.
There we go.
Andy,
Thank you, Andy.
You can be on the show if you want. You don't have to stand back there.
I'm shadowing right now.
Oh, you're shadowing? You're shadowing AJ? What a mistake.
I know, right? I don't know who said that was a okay thing.
Why is that a good idea? Okay, yeah, that's fine. And finally, when you're worried, you might throw out your back just coughing hard. No. I mean, you got to be, 100 for that to happen?
Yeah, that's a little extreme.
Yeah, that's way too extreme, I got to be honest with you. Too extreme, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever. All right, we're going to take a break. Be right back right after this.
Oh, AJ?
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, yeah, we're going to break.
Oh, hey, look at that. I should start paying attention.
No, you're going to... I could have waited another couple minutes. I should have looked. It's my fault.
We're good. So
okay, you suck then. Never mind.
Yeah, don't let it happen again.
And with that, we'll be right back.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
In a world that's racing a mile a minute, a split-second distraction can change everything. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. Every day we see too many people, heads buried in their phones, unaware of the dangers they're in. Texting and driving isn't just reckless, it's playing Russian roulette with your life and the lives of others. In just 4 seconds of distraction, you've driven the length of a football field. Is there any text message that's worth your life, that's worth the lives of others? I've been fighting for the rights of the injured for over 30 years, but I'd rather you never meet me in a courtroom. So hear me now, stop texting and driving. Pay attention. Value your lives and the lives around you. And if you won't, know this, at Bradshaw and Bryant, we're relentless. We won't back down. We bring justice to those that need it.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
What can Hubbard Interactive do for your business? Let's take a listen and find out what they did for one local company, Steve the Window Guy.
I'm Sally, and I'm a digital brand strategist here at Hubbard Interactive.
We met with Melissa from Steve the Window Guy, and she was looking for help with their video advertising strategy. So we helped build a comprehensive plan for streaming TV and YouTube ads.
And Melissa, tell us how it's been getting your message out with help from Hubbard Interactive.
I've been working with them for 5 years, and what I've learned is that they have both the experience and the depth inside their team to help me solve any creative marketing challenge that I've got. So over the years, I've moved from streaming TV to YouTube ads, and now we're moving towards SEO. And I'm loving the results that I'm seeing.
Is there anything else you want business owners out there to know about Hubbard Interactive?
I am so grateful for the entire team at Hubbard Interactive for effortlessly understanding our business and our marketing vision, and then always delivering only the best results.
To find out how our experts can help your business grow, get in touch today at hubbardinteractive.com.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately, helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, got to run this by everybody now. There's an article from, I don't know what, it's just called Petty Confessions.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider yourselves to be petty?
Yes.
All of them. Oh, do you?
Oh, like, this morning, for example, I was working out before coming in, and I work out at the gym in my apartment complex.
Okay.
And so I was doing a workout with some dumbbells, and I dropped one of the dumbbells, and it wasn't like, it was from like 2 feet off the ground. Like, it was just to set it down. It was on a mat. It was very, I thought, quiet. And so some guy comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, please don't drop the weights. Like, we can hear it upstairs when you drop the weights." And I was like, okay, whatever. But my gut instinct was, now I'm going to take every single weight in this weight room and just drop it on the floor.
You're right.
So I'm definitely petty.
Anyone else admit to being petty?
I try not to be. Like, I feel better about myself when I like take the high road and I be the good person. But every once in a while, there's like that one thing that you do and you're like, God, that felt so good. That felt so good.
Really? Allie, you petty?
I'm probably petty when no one's looking, like when I'm driving, like someone honked at me out of line the other day. Like, people in Chicago love to use their horns.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
someone just laid it on when it was not called for. And I was like, all right, dude, here we go. And we just happened to be like going to the exact same destination type thing,
Whoop.
So I followed him probably closer than I should have for like 4 miles.
You're tailgating him for 4 miles.
Yeah, I probably
That's
thought that I was
nice.
going to kill him or something. But you know what? Good.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Andy, are you petty?
Are you petty?
I don't really interact with people enough to be petty.
I'm too disinterested to be
honest.
petty. It's a very good point, actually. And he's not lying, by the way.
No.
He's not lying. Petty party in the USA. How many Americans embrace their petty side? So do you guys embrace your petty side?
No, I try to hide it, but it's there.
No.
Yeah, and it depends on like what it's being. If it's like something like silly, like dropping weights in the weight room, then I'll be petty. But I'm not gonna like ruin somebody's day. Or
No.
life.
No.
I
More
can see that.
in like a competitive aspect, I might be petty. Like if you know, if you're playing like softball or something and the other team's like talking and chirping and stuff like that, if you come back from like down 5, you gotta let them hear it.
Yeah.
No, that's not being petty. That's just me shoving it up their ass.
Okay, all right, then yeah. Then I guess I'm not petty. I'm that.
There you go. I'm petty. Yeah, I'm petty. Petty. Admit it. If you you probably got petty looping in your head now, thanks to hashtag petty TikTok trend. I don't go on social media. TikTok is just blowing up huge. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I mean it's been huge for a while.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go on that stuff ever. I literally got sick of telling people to F off.
Yeah,
I literally did.
You're not necessarily the demographic that TikTok is targeting.
No, I can understand that.
They're just trying to collect information from 13-year-olds, Tom.
Listen to this. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Thanks to the hashtag petty TikTok trend that's amassed a staggering 21.7 billion views. Holy God. Now, wait a minute. There are only like 13 billion or 10 billion people on Earth?
It's like 7 something.
No, I think it's higher than that now.
Is it higher now? God.
It is higher now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Would you mind looking that up? How many people on Earth?
Global population.
I think it's like 8.7 billion, something like that.
8 billion. You're right.
It is 8 billion. Yeah. Okay.
It went to another billion the last time I checked.
Then it was that like boom, that quick too.
Yeah.
But that means that everybody on Earth would have to go on TikTok 3 times to view this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's unbelievable.
Well, the way that most people that scroll through TikTok, like you'll watch the same video like 10 times. So it's not, but I mean, it's still 21 billion is still a hell of a lot of views.
21.7 billion views. It's kind of the kind of content most people can't help but resonate with. After all, let's be honest, who hasn't indulged in a bit of harmless pettiness? I've never been petty. I like to tell people to their faces, get the hell away from me. I don't like being petty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah. That makes sense. I wouldn't, you're more of like, you would, if somebody did something to you and you had an opportunity to be petty, I think you would go past petty and more like to like offensive or
no
aggressive.
question about it. No doubt about it. Okay, here are the key findings. 84% of Americans admit to being petty.
Yeah.
Alabama, 96, has the highest level of pettiness, followed by Nevada, 95%. Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, Illinois, and Arkansas with 94%. In contrast, the District of Columbia stands as the least petty state. District of Columbia is not a state.
Yeah. It's also filled with politicians who are liars.
Yeah.
So it's like this study just told me that people in Alabama are the most honest. That's all.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's all.
That's exactly it. So yeah, the District of Columbia stands as the least petty state. It's not a state. Jeez, they're trying to make it a state though, because it would lean heavily toward one of the parties. So they're trying to make it a state. Vermont falling closely at 68%. Nebraska, Utah, both at 71%, and New York at 72%. 22% reveal that their pettiness, pettiest, excuse me, when it comes to their current or ex-romantic partner. If I was ever petty with Catherine, I would probably be black this morning. I would think. Being petty with Catherine would not go over huge.
No.
And I wouldn't recommend anybody being petty with their significant other.
No, I agree.
No.
I agree with you 100%. So what is the most petty state in the union?
The most petty?
Yes. Well, some of this is so small, I don't know if I can read it.
West Virginia.
The one I'm looking at right now does not surprise me in the least. It's tied with Oregon. Nevada is listed as the pettiest state in the United States.
Interesting.
I think that's right. I got to check a couple. No, wait a minute. No, it still is by 1% over Texas. I don't see Texas as being petty. Do you?
No.
By the way, the only state in America that didn't answer was North Dakota. North Dakota's like, I'm not telling you.
They'll get this survey like a month from now.
Yeah, they couldn't reach anyone in North Dakota.
That might have been true.
It was in the wintertime.
Might have been true. So Minnesota is 88% 88% of people in Minnesota would describe themselves as petty. Yeah, Minnesota's a pretty petty state. That is true.
Yeah.
I think petty goes hand in hand with like passive aggressive.
Oh yeah, and we're the tops of the top for that.
Oh, passive aggressive.
Oh yeah,
God,
we're the
it's
best at
unbelievable.
it. Gold medal.
Oh, this is weird. Both Alaska and Hawaii did not answer the survey, so it's kind of weird. We got to shut that door if we're going to talk all because it's coming through big time, and they got to work, so it's not that big a deal. In any case, yeah, just you could hear him in the background. Might have been a little distracting. But in any case, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. When do people typically display their pettiest behavior? Gaming, 1%, or excuse me, 11%. Social media, 14%. You agree?
Yeah,
with that?
when no one can come whoop your butt.
Wow, that's true.
When
That's
you're
a good
hiding
point.
behind a fake
When you're
picture.
hiding.
This is weird. 18% their most said, 15%, excuse me, said they're most petty in their friendships. Why would you be petty with your friends?
Because you could be like petty in like a playful way, I think, where like if I scroll through my group chat with all my friends, like, oh, it's just all it is a bunch of grown men being petty with each other.
Really?
And laughing and talking shit. Yeah.
Fantasy football.
Oh yeah.
This one says at work, 16%, while driving, 8%. Yeah, don't be petty when you're driving. Just drive the damn car. How about that? But finally, this one surprises me. You're the most petty in your relationships. Why?
Yeah, that blows my mind because I have to see you every day. Like,
right.
Why am I starting all this drama for? No.
Yeah, that's the whole deal. Why? But there were people over the years, man, they loved nothing more than drama.
Oh, yeah.
And then when it didn't work out, it wasn't their fault.
No, well, that's what the
love
reality
that.
shows have conditioned everybody to think, that everybody's life is this big dramatization of like they're making a show to entertain people. That's not their everyday life, but people love to live their lives like that.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Like I tell people, like, you're not on a TV show. Like there's no cameras. You can just be a normal human being.
Yeah, that would be a bad idea.
Right.
Yeah.
No question about it, ladies and gentlemen. It all works out in the end. So yeah, I did not grow up around petty people. If they wanted you to know something, you knew it. You know, that's kind of how I grew up. And not I'm just talking about in my house or anything like that. It's like everywhere you went. Yeah, you didn't want to be petty when I was a kid. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose. I don't know. It's just being petty. So how would you actually describe being petty? What is like being petty?
It's like you minorly inconvenienced me, so now I'm going to minorly inconvenience you just because
you did
it to me. Or like like the guy today with like, oh, you don't want me to drop these weights? Well, I'm just going to drop one more time because I know it kind of pisses
That
you
is
off.
kind of
Like,
that's good, man.
Right. Like it's like
That's very
little
funny.
things like that. Like,
I think it's funny.
yeah, I got a laugh out of it.
Yeah.
No, I could understand that 100%. I just no, I would do that if a guy bitched at me about the weights. I would be petty. Then I would be petty.
Yeah, especially if you dropped it one time and he's like,
and it's
up
like, yeah,
in your
that's the thing, it was like
face.
one time, and like
Yeah.
the total of 3 times the weight would have been dropped, and he like sprinted over to me and like taps me on the shoulder, like, just calm down.
Hey man.
They have a rubber floor though.
No, they do. They have a rubber floor.
You
Like,
can't even hear it then.
no, and or like there was one time, like Allie talking about being petty while driving. Somebody like the light turns green and they immediately honk the horn at you. I'll sit through the next red light just like, don't honk the
Just to
horn.
piss everyone off.
That's
Works for me.
hilarious.
Yeah, so that's my petty.
So I guess I guess I can be petty because I would do the same thing you did. It's a rubber floor. You're upstairs, not downstairs.
Right.
So how did a rubber floor? How did it go through the ceiling?
Yeah, I don't know
That
how
doesn't make any
logistically it all
sense.
works, but yeah, he was very not happy.
I'm glad you dropped it once more. I'm proud of you.
Oh yeah,
I really am, because I would have done the same damn thing. Like, get away from me.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's fair. Get away
Absolutely.
from me is fair, isn't it?
Absolutely. Have you guys been following the Take Care of Maya trial? Did you guys see the Netflix documentary? They're suing John Hopkins for like $200 million.
For what now?
So there was a family in Florida. Their daughter had some very like rare sensory disease where she felt pain in extreme measures, like every time she was touched. And the hospital thought one, she was faking it. Then they found somebody that gave her ketamine treatment to like deal with the pain. And John Hopkins essentially said it was child abuse, wouldn't let the family see the kid. The mother fell into this deep depression and committed suicide. And now the family is like suing John Hopkins for $220 million against all the children's hospitals. And it was this big documentary on Netflix. And now it's actually like going through all the phases right now.
If I go collect it, can I keep 20%?
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
40 million, baby.
I'll back you up.
I'd do that for $40 million. Don't you think?
Yeah.
So they went through all of that. And a woman killed herself.
Yeah, the mom, because I mean, like the family, they got like child services involved, and were not letting the family see their daughter who was in immense amount of pain in the hospital.
That.
And so it actually sounds like the family is probably going to win the lawsuit. From
Sounds like it. Johns Hopkins has a lot of money anyway, don't they?
Oh yeah,
I think
they probably still don't want to shell out $220 million.
Probably not. Probably not. So did they ever come up with an excuse why they shut out her family?
Their thing was they thought that it was all like kind of a made up disease, and that the family was giving her these ketamine treatments illegally. And like in the documentary, they kind of dive into where like even the nurses that were involved were kind of talking shit about the family and all of this. But the mother, I think she was allowed like a phone call like every week to talk to her daughter, but other than that, there was nothing. And so I think she hung herself in her bedroom or something like that before the daughter even got out of the hospital. So
see, that's just not fair. Now I got to cut you down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that would be, I couldn't even imagine finding
somebody swinging in your house? No. My God, that'd be horrible. Mm-hmm. I would have a very hard time living there.
Yeah.
I'd have to move.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No question. Okay, if you need fast food, now I'm bringing this up, Allie, because of you.
Yeah.
If you need fast food to happen even faster, here's a quick guide. An annual report called the Drive-Thru Study just came out. It compares the speed and accuracy of 10 of the biggest fast food chains in America by having mystery shoppers visit over 150 locations for each one. So who, Allie, is the fastest drive-thru?
I mean, I'm gonna have to say McDonald's.
Going McDonald's
because they've been doing it for one of the longest, and they have everything down to a T. And I mean, there are things about drive-thru, you guys, that like we don't even understand. Like, they have these like readers, right? So they have to have like managers get graded on how many times people go through the drive-thru, like an hour or something like that. So sometimes managers will drive their own car around the restaurant just so they can get those like ticks. It's insane. Like they have this like crazy level of whatever performance they have to be held to. So, and like you don't even think about that when you're at the McDonald's drive-thru. You want your sandwich, but they've got the 2 windows. So payment's quick and food's quick and blah, blah, blah. But I will say last time I was at McDonald's, they like forgot to give me some of my food.
They did?
Yeah. And I was already home and I'm like, I'm not going back there.
Got one job to make sure the bag's right.
Yeah.
Your only job.
Right. Well,
I know.
Some high school kid that's losing track of time. Yeah.
Yeah. And here I am saying they're the best. But, as far as wait time, they're probably like up in the top 5, I would say.
Okay, so here we go. Here is the top 5. The overall average was 5 minutes and 43 seconds. That's pretty fast. 5 minutes, 43 seconds. Mm-hmm. Pretty good. Mm-hmm. That's not bad. Compared to 2022, drive-thrus got about 30 seconds faster in the past year. The top 5 fastest drive-thrus are, have you ready?
Yep.
Ready.
Burger King.
Yep.
Chick-fil-A.
Is this going 5-4 or 1-2?
5-4. Yep.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A.
5-4. Chick-fil-A is number 4.
No way.
Really?
Chick-fil-A is long.
Half my life, like
my life.
Like I don't go to Chick-fil-A, but like the line is always about 1.5 miles long.
Yep.
Is it really?
It takes forever. There's no way.
I think there's more Chick-fil-A's in other states. So it's like,
but I stand.
But you're right. You're right. I would never have said Chick-fil-A in 1,000 years.
Andy, is that a Chick-fil-A in front of Stressa?
I believe so, yeah.
I am not kidding you. We have this favorite restaurant. We go on vacation, stress it. It's an Italian restaurant,
Mhm.
just really wonderful. And there's a Chick-fil-A in the parking lot.
Yep.
Andy, am I exaggerating saying that line is sometimes 3 blocks long?
See,
I'm not kidding you. 3 city blocks long
for
Good
the
God.
most generic
Yeah, it's really not that
chicken
great.
sandwich you can.
It's good,
eat.
but
really?
It's
So
not.
good.
It's not worth the wait in line.
Mm-mm.
No,
No.
no, I've never had Chick-fil-A, so I don't know.
It's-
Now,
yeah,
isn't that the same guy who's not open on Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like very religious.
But I have a question.
Hmm.
There's one in the Atlanta stadium,
It's not open.
and
No,
it's
it's
not
not
open.
open.
No. So
Right.
they literally have it in
It's
there.
like, what?
Why would you even? You're all of the people are in there on Sundays.
Sundays, 'cause of
and you're not
football.
going to be open. Like it just makes no sense.
Because they made the sandwiches on Saturday.
Yeah. So you can buy a sandwich still, or is it just closed?
No,
I think it's closed.
Yeah, I think it's probably just open for like if they have concerts or events that are
Amazing.
on Sunday.
Okay, so the top 5 again, ladies and gentlemen.
Mhm.
We're going. This is pretty amazing.
BK, have it your way.
BK was number 5,
Mm-hmm.
and then we went with Chick-fil-A was number 4. Carl's Jr. is number 3. We don't have Carl's.
They're in
Jr.
existence.
Where is there a Carl's Jr.?
I don't think there are any around here. I
Nope.
don't think so.
Carl's
Number
Jr.
2,
Minnesota.
this might surprise you. Number 2 is Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Huh.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Because I wouldn't
I don't
think
know.
that
Okay.
you can't fry chicken as fast as you can make a
Well,
burger.
that's what I was
but-
wondering.
You wouldn't
Exactly.
think, but every time I've gone, I haven't gone there in probably 10 years, but every time I've gone there, they've been reasonably fast.
Okay, I'm going to go back to you in a second, Andy, because that was one of my favorite calls ever. The number 1, the fastest drive-through is Taco Bell.
Get
See?
out of here. No, that's a lie. Listen, listen. Earlier when we were talking to Tiffany and I said Taco Bell is a great equalizer because you can have a Mercedes and the Corolla or whatever. Like the problem is you get a car full of people that want different things and then they like don't get, you know, they have to say it 10 times over. That's not correct. I'm sorry.
All right. I don't know. I don't go through fast drive-throughs a lot.
Plus their menu is so big. I could see why KFC would be easy because their menu is smaller. And you don't really specify fried chicken. It's like, I want fried chicken. You know, I want mashed potatoes.
Right. The most accurate delivering your order would be Chick-fil-A, Burger King, and McDonald's. That probably makes sense though, because they serve like one specific thing.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is you're pretty much getting the same thing. So
God, before we move on, KFC, there used to be, it's not there anymore. It's Popeyes, I think now.
Which is so much better.
But
I live by a Popeyes, Tevin.
It's so good.
So we're living out in Golden Valley. Andy was probably, what were you when we moved out there? You were 18,
19.
18 years old. So I'm at home, Golden Valley. I get a call from Andy. Andy goes, "Hey, Dad, are you hungry?" I said, "Why?" He goes, "Well, I'm at KFC. Do you want me to get anything for you?" And I said, "Really? What KFC you at?" He goes, Girard and West Broadway. I said, "Get your chicken and get the hell out of there." What are you doing?
What are you doing on Girard and West
Girard and West Broadway? I was like, that place gets robbed about every other day.
You drove by 3 safe KFCs to go to the
You know, from where we were at the time, that was the closest one.
Was it? That's hilarious. You probably opened the door and the music stopped. They're like, what is this?
The record scratches.
I could hear the music through the plexiglass airlock. I needed to put the money in.
I'll never forget that, Andy. Well, I'm at Girard and West Broadway. I'm like, oh my God. I can go there, Andy. You cannot.
That's Dad's old hood.
Yeah.
It is Dad's old hood. All right, you want me to couple of more bits about these restaurants?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of fascinating because I don't eat fast food anywhere near as much as I used to.
No.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I can't remember the last time I was at a fast food place. I was trying to think of what that might have been. I don't know. I just don't eat that kind of stuff anymore. For accuracy, they also looked at the top things fast food places mess up. Number 1 is putting ice in your drink when you said no ice. Then it's adding the wrong ingredients to an entree, like getting pickles when you said no pickles. That's never happened to me.
I mean, it happens.
Happens every
with
so
that
often.
kind of stuff. It's like just pick the pickles off. Like,
Yeah, I don't
big a
you
deal.
don't
It's
even really
not
notice unless you're like allergic to it or something.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
that much.
true.
I don't expect exacting standards from my burger that took 45 seconds to assemble.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
They also look at the top ways they upsell us in the drive-through. The most common by far is asking if you want to make that a combo. Then it's asking if you want to upsize your combo and asking if you
Oh,
want
God.
to upsize your drink.
For 45 cents more, you can make that an extra large. So
Right.
All the liter of cola.
Yeah.
A liter of cola. Give me the whole thing. What is that? 33 ounces? That's a liter, isn't it?
That's
30
that's a lot.
liters about a quart. So yeah.
Yeah, 33 ounces.
No one
I think
needs
it
a
is.
liter of cola.
No, they
Um,
do not.
You guys recently, a couple years ago, got one of my places here that I love is Portillo's.
Oh, I love
Mhm.
Portillo's.
So good.
Yeah. Well, there's one that's like the size of a airplane hangar out in Roseville.
That is true.
Like, how many people are eating
Yeah.
hot
That thing
dogs?
is huge,
Like,
man.
it's
That's a good
huge.
restaurant, though.
They
It
also
is.
have hot beef, Tevin. Don't talk about Portillo's like that.
I've never been. I'll have to go.
Dave Schrader loves that place.
Does he?
You know, Dave and
Yep.
Cassie.
So good.
He just loves that place, man.
Mhm.
Portillo is a big, but I think is from the Chicago, if not Chicago area. I think he's from Illinois.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's probably what it's all about there. And I agree. I got to agree with him. I think it's wonderful. Portillo's is great.
Mhm.
Finally, the study found the top things that could make drive-throughs even faster is making sure the person working speaks English. Yeah, that would help if you could understand them or they can understand you.
That's in the article you're reading. Like,
Yes.
oh my God.
They asked, speak clearly and listen to what I'm saying. So that's good.
And I would push back. It's less about speaking English or speaking clearly. Upgrade the PA system that
Yeah.
you have.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
it sounds like they're
Muffled.
underwater and muffled. It sounds like Bob Sansevier calling in from his barn.
Yeah,
And
isn't
that's
that the
exactly.
That's a good argument.
But yeah,
It's a very good
fix your
argument
connection.
right there. When they're easy to understand and we don't have to repeat ourselves, it can shave off a full minute. So that's good. See, now you know what to do when you go to the drive-through today. We taught you how to do, where to go, how to do it, when to go. Don't be a prick.
Yeah, no excuses.
Yeah.
Don't be petty in the drive-through.
You're not going to get any argument from me. I'll tell you that.
The throwback.
There was
We-
a
What?
oh my God, sorry. I have to tell this story really quick. I know we have a
Not a
commercial
problem.
break.
Not a problem.
But there was a story I heard just the other day. It was an older man. Some lady was honking at him in the drive-through because he wasn't going fast enough or something. So then he paid for her food at
Mhm.
the first payment window, and then she gets out of her car and just waves at him and says, thank you, that was really sweet of you, I'm sorry. And he's like, and little did she know that I also took her food at the food window, that she had to go through the drive-through again.
That is amazing.
That's cold.
He's like, try to rush me.
Back off, sister.
Yeah.
We will take a break. Be right back with the lovely and talented Kristyn Burtt right after this.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. The new Tom Barnard Morning Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Visit tombernardshow.com, keyword partner.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
AutoZone is more than a parts store. It's where we help you solve problems like, sorry, I'm late, my battery died. And
I need a jump again.
at America's #1 battery destination, you can find the right battery at the right price with options starting at only $89.99. And we offer free battery testing and charging whenever you need it. Get the parts and help you need to get the job done right at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's me, Ruthie from Total Wine and More. You know how stores have been raising their prices lately? Well, lean into your speaker a little closer because I've got a big secret to share. Total Wine is actually lowering our prices on hundreds of wines. I know, right? And even better, our new lower prices on hundreds of wines are here to stay. But listen, don't thank me. At Total Wine, we love helping our customers save big. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-885-5959. That's 1-800-885-5959. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-885-5959.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Like any good agent, we're here for the open house, for the closing, for handing over keys. But because we're realtors, we're here for so much more. Agents who are realtors volunteer at nearly 3 times the national average. We're working to broaden access to credit, increase affordable housing supply, and ensure fair housing for all. Realtors are bound by a code of ethics. We're here for it all. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. The balance has shifted. There was 3 men, 1 woman, now 3 men, 2 women. They've gained power. What's that all about?
We're in fighting mode today.
It's Barbie. It's Barbie season, baby.
It's actually October 3rd for all who celebrate. I'm hoping somebody gets this reference.
Barbie Day.
Spooky season.
I wore
I don't
pink.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Is it
It's Mean Girls Day, everyone. So this is perfect.
Mean Girls Day? What's
yes. Well, there's a famous quote in Mean Girls when Aaron Samuels, who's supposedly like the dreamy guy in the movie, asks Lindsay Lohan what day it is. And she goes, it's October 3rd. So every year on October 3rd, it becomes a meme. And every guy is like, what the heck is that?
I knew it.
I'm glad somebody did. I'm glad there's someone here to back me up. And by the way, if you want to watch Mean Girls and you don't want to pay for it, it's available in 23 parts today on TikTok on their Mean Girls official account.
23 parts.
23 parts. You do not have to. You can, take a snack break, do some work, come back and watch 3 parts, then watch the other 20 later on.
Wow.
Now, I have a question, and I don't want anybody getting pissed off at me because I don't know anything about this or whatever. But that, you guys have been, well, particularly Brittany is making such a huge deal out of Taylor Swift and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Does she always wear that much makeup? Because they've shown her twice up in the booth watching her football playing boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
Man, that girl wears a lot of makeup.
You know what's funny, Tom? I thought the exact opposite thing.
Oh, that she didn't wear any makeup?
I thought, she's wearing red lipstick and maybe some eye shadow or something.
Well, her eyes are, she can't even, I'm surprised she can even see.
She wears a strong red lip a lot. You know what? I'm going to say something. As someone who is fair-skinned, maybe not even as fair-skinned as Taylor Swift, our skin type has a tendency to absorb makeup very quickly.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
So oftentimes you have to put on a lot to even make it look like a little. And that could be a situation where she struggles. She wears a lot of it so that when she's on camera, it looks like normal.
Yeah.
So it's her makeup being absorbed into her skin that makes her look kind of odd.
Well, cameras also, they're different than the human eye.
Yeah. I can have a full face of makeup. I have a full face of makeup now, and I don't look like I have a lot on because my skin just sucks it all in. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, me too.
I was going to say, I hate when that happens to me.
Well, it's like when Alex was in dance, when she did shows, they'd put on so much makeup. If you saw her in person, it looks like she's wearing like a Halloween mask.
Yeah.
Makeup. But then on stage, you can barely see it because it's about the distance between the audience and the performer and cameras and all sorts of different stuff.
Yeah, it's like newscasters. They just like clomb it on and like
sure do.
you can't even tell.
Award shows, same thing. When I go for the red carpet, it is 1.5 pounds of makeup on my face.
Yep.
It takes like 6 washings to honestly get off. I mean, you still, even though you've washed your face, the next morning you still have remnants of it on your face.
What would be the reason for that?
Because when you have a red carpet, oftentimes the weather, first of all, it's either usually freezing for Oscars or it's sweating hot for Emmys. So you need to pile it on, and that requires a lot of powder. And then you don't want the eye makeup to smudge. I know you guys are all getting a makeup lesson that you're just like, I did not know I needed, but it does require a lot more makeup than you would realize.
I understand completely. So what's new? Matter of fact, I just heard the door. So start talking about what's new. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Kristyn, I started to watch the Gen V that you talked about.
Gen V.
And so I didn't, because it was a spinoff of The Boys, correct?
Yes.
So I have not watched that. So I had no idea what this was. I watched like 3 seconds of the trailer. I was like, okay, it's some superheroes going to a college. Let's just jump in.
And so the first 2 minutes, did you just die?
I was so confused. I was like, this is the weirdest show ever. This girl like has her first period and kills everybody with her blood because that's like her superpower. And then there's a lot of random
That sounds like a
dick references in the show, which was kind of weird, but it's a phenomenal show. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10 for people to go watch Gen V. I love it.
I mean, really, it is kind of like a warning that first 2 minutes is jarring if you're not familiar with the Boys and kind of the premise of what it's all set upon. But I will say you don't need to have watched The Boys to enjoy Gen V. It works very well as a standalone series.
Yeah.
But
I watched all 3 episodes last night, and I'm like, I need the rest of it to be released because it's
so good. And Jazz Sinclair is unbelievable. She is just so good.
And that's
that role.
the main black character, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Why does she have to be black?
Well, I mean, that's just who she's black. So I'm like,
First of all, she's like the most beautiful person ever. And they do these close-ups of her face. And I was actually just like totally girl crushing when I was watching her, Gen V, because they would do these close-ups and I'm like, she's so pretty. And she's a great actress too. So it really kind of just lends itself to a great series.
Yeah, no, it's highly recommend. And I probably will go back and watch The Boys as well, because if it's anything like this show, I'm sure it's great as well.
Yeah, and you'll be able to pick up if you start watching The Boys maybe concurrently with Gen V, you'll start seeing maybe like a couple Easter eggs, a couple references that refer back and forth between the 2 series. But as I said, Gen V stands alone as a series as well. You don't have to watch one to watch the other.
No, it's awesome. So great recommendation.
So
yay, I'm so glad.
Gen V. It's on Amazon Prime.
Gen V. And it's about what?
It's about like superheroes that are at like a superhero university, but it's not like Marvel. It's like it's a satire. So there's a lot of I think you would like it, even though you're not really a huge fan of Marvel.
I hate superhero movies.
Strong female lead.
I hate
them. And I hate superhero too. I can't stand Marvel. Strong female lead. This is really well written. It's smart. It's funny. It's irreverent. You might like it, Tom.
I'll give it and it's on Amazon Prime.
Yep. Amazon Prime.
Gen V.
Yep.
I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah. And they're only 3 episodes in. So it's not like you've missed anything.
You're way behind.
Yeah.
You mean I am way behind or
No, you're not. Only the first 3 episodes dropped last week.
All right. So you already, I knew you had some value, Kristyn. Now I have something to watch tonight.
Well, I did tell you last week, but now it took a second discussion of it.
You know what? Last night we watched the last 2 episodes of Deadlock, which we just love. It's a crime thriller starring all women, 2 gay women.
Oh, I've seen that.
It's phenomenal.
It's so good.
It's really a good show.
Yeah,
Very,
is it
very
New
tough
Zealand, right?
New Zealand, yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
They're in New Zealand. Because I was like, are they Australian? And then I realized because like everything seems kind of backwards. Like
it might be like Tasmanian a little bit too. I think they're a little Tasmanian.
What network is it on?
It's on Amazon Prime, but I don't know what they pulled it from, because I feel like Amazon Prime takes from a lot of different like smaller networks. So
we watch
where people know where to find
here's
it.
trouble. Well, I don't want her to sit next to me. Andy, could you set her up? The mic's kind of sideways. So you're going to set her up? Or you want me to set her up?
Oh, here, I'll do it.
Oh, Tevin's coming over.
All right.
So now we
What are we
have
setting up? The camera's good. We're
no,
good.
the microphone. It's kind of sideways.
Oh, I mean, it's not a big deal.
Well, I just wanted to make sure she could hear. And you need headphones?
Yes. She will need headphones.
We have a special guest in studio, ladies and gentlemen. There's a little thing on the back there. As a matter of fact, Kristyn, have you ever, you see her last name up on your screen?
I need to put on my glasses, but then I can
Never mind.
see.
I will just tell you.
Michelle Mann.
Okay. M-A.
Otherwise, I'm like, I can't see anything.
Have you ever seen that name on, like, let's say theaters anywhere?
Quite possible.
Maybe.
Do you have theaters in every city in the world?
No, so we used to. No. Can you
I'm in Los
imagine
Angeles, so for sure I've seen some man theaters.
And Catherine just got here. We're now outnumbered 4 women to 3 men.
Yeah, Barbie.
Hey, Barbie. Michelle has on her Barbie pink too, so she's all set.
I had to
She
represent.
has her
Yeah.
Barbie pink on. I
And
love that.
Taylor Swift coming up to, Pink, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift.
Oh, I have a really good question for Michelle.
Tell me, ask me.
Yeah. I'm like, do it. With the way Taylor has structured her film coming out, her concert film, and now Beyonce is doing something similar and for December 1st. Do you see some artists, whether they're filmmakers or whether they're musicians, structuring their deal where they bypass the studios and go directly to the theaters? If Taylor and Beyonce are successful, which I'm already assuming these are going to be huge movies because we know Taylor's going to be $100 million weekend.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I've had a couple of those, not that big.
Yeah, these women need more money.
Oh,
Yeah,
totally.
they absolutely
They really do.
Yeah, they need more money.
They absolutely do.
Yeah, it's definitely becoming a theme, right? To bypass all the big guys and just go straight to so that they can make more money.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is one. Now I have something just popped into my head. You guys, didn't you own Grauman's for a while?
We did.
I thought so.
We did. So
Grauman's Theater. What an honor that must have been.
It was Ted Mann, who was my
Yeah,
great uncle,
your
and
great-uncle.
his brother Marvin Mann started Mann Theaters, and they started it here in Minnesota. And then Ted really wanted to make it huge, so he was like,
Well, he did.
He did. He
There's no doubt
did.
about that.
He did, and he decided to move to California.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and he decided I'm going to buy a company that almost went under, and which he did, and then he turned dirt into gold, which I always say. So
Mhm.
it was pretty phenomenal what he did. And yeah, we had the Grauman's Mann's Chinese Theater.
God, what a great theater.
It
Only
really
up until a few years ago because it just became TCL. I'm going to see now maybe it's a decade, but 8 to 10 years.
Yeah,
ago,
it's been a little more than 10 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's still a great theater. They've done a lot of upgrades to it. It's a really great theater to see a movie. I wish we still owned it, but that's just not in the cards at this time. So
No, but you still do own the Edina Theater, which I love. Kristyn, when you lived here, did you ever go to the Edina Theater?
I did. It's beautiful.
You should see it now that Michelle got her hands on it.
Yes, it's an experience.
it definitely
Just in itself, not, the movie, of course, is always fun, but
yeah.
it's so cool.
Thank you. We're really excited and just honored to be back in this space. So my father and his father owned the theater back in the early 70s, 80s.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
And then sold it and got a lot of money for it. And that's the reason they did sell it. And then all of a sudden it comes back into our hands about 2 years ago. It took a long time to make the deal, and we finally did, and did a $2 million renovation. And we thought, what can we do that's really spectacular, unique, something that you're not going to get anywhere in the country, let alone in the state?
The Gold Bar.
The Gold Bar.
The Gold Bar. You're not going to
Catherine loves the
Are you
Gold
going to
Bar.
find the Gold Bar anywhere?
I've not seen anything like it ever. Have
No?
you?
No.
I mean, even just movie theater themes in general. You usually go to a movie, and there's some cool carpet, there's some cool whatever's throughout the theater, right? But not literally that you feel like you're in the film.
Right.
And that
No,
was our
it's great.
envision.
Well, the bar is pretty amazing.
It is
Thank you.
amazing. Can anybody go up to the bar, or do you have to be a movie goer?
Anybody can go up to the
Okay.
bar. And you know what else is really popular is rentals.
Oh, absolutely.
Weddings, parties.
Oh, I bet.
I mean,
yeah.
you name it. It's been phenomenal for us, and it's just an exceptional place.
You need to wear sunglasses in there, but other than that,
Yeah.
I got to point out something to Michelle here because I see you glancing over there because Catherine just got here and Catherine has a black eye.
not
From-
much anymore.
I'll say it looks good.
I'm gonna put my glasses on.
Pickleball.
I covered it up with makeup.
Oh, you didn't see that, Kristen?
I got
Looks good.
pickleball.
I didn't see it.
Really?
I didn't see it when it was black. I knew she had the black eye, but
Yeah, I did. It was bad. It was bad.
Did it hurt at the time?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes,
did you
it-
get your eye
I didn't
examined?
cry though. I didn't cry. I was a man. I didn't cry.
Did a ball just came right out?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Point blank. Whap. And I just was, I was like a deer in headlights. I kind of saw it coming and I didn't react.
I'll say it's like one of those things where you can see it coming and it's almost like it's in slow motion. You're like, that's definitely.
I'm like, I'm going to
hit
get
me.
hit in the face. And I didn't put the paddle up. Like, I don't know what my problem was. I think I was
Did you get a
tired.
bloody eye at all, or just
No, it was
black
just
eye?
underneath. It smacked me right on the top of the cheekbone, which of course, that's all tender stuff.
It is tender stuff. One of the reasons I was very happy about this segment is because Michelle's family's been involved in the theaters forever. They're, to me, still, I'm sorry, I watch a lot of television, yes, but there's nothing like being in a movie theater. Kristyn Burtt has been covering entertainment for, what, your whole life?
Yep.
Other than
Right out of the
carrying
womb.
Jesse Ventura for that 4 years. I forgot about that. You were carrying him for 4 years. But yeah, I mean, Allie, you love going to the movies over the years, have you not?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was back in Minnesota just like a year ago, and all my friends were talking about the new theater in Edina and how spectacular it was. Like, it was just amazing. But yeah, I did grow up going to the movies. I remember there was one time in Egan. Don't worry, I didn't steal from you, Michelle.
You better not have.
It was a Regal. But I snuck into Blair Witch Project. Because I wasn't 17, I was 16.
Oh,
my gosh, you rebel.
I know. So my friends and I bought tickets for like a cartoon movie, and they all knew. Like, I'm sure all the ticket people knew what we were up to. But yeah.
I saw that movie on like a small screen, and it didn't do anything for me. Was
Really?
it
Yeah.
really scary on a large screen? Is that
On
one
a
of those?
large screen in a packed theater, pitch black. It was all the hype, Catherine.
Yep.
If you saw it early too and didn't know sort of the backstory behind it, I think it made it scarier.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought it was real. No joke. When I saw it, I thought it was real. I did.
That was the idea.
Yeah, that was the idea.
it was indeed. I got to tell you. So Catherine and I, a couple of weeks ago, we were just sitting around the house. I said, why don't we go to a movie? Let's go to a movie, right?
Which I never suggest because Tom takes 4 years to find a movie.
Me too.
You want to drive 5 hours to go see this weird film in the middle of nowhere?
Well, I still haven't seen.
Don't want to do that.
You know, I want to ask you about that Sound of Freedom. Why won't people put it in their theaters? It got very political for some reason.
It did. It just, to be honest, I think it's just one of those things that's controversial, the subject, to a lot of people. And so a lot of people decided to forego it, which to me was a big mistake.
Yeah,
Child trafficking
I know. It's real. It's a real thing.
a real
Yeah.
thing.
I
It
know.
just, northern Minnesota. Just, what was it, Hibbing?
Yeah, that's our theater in Hibbing.
No.
Oh,
Not the
that
theater.
happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah, something, really bad happened up there.
Yeah.
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 Oh, you're talking about for the illegal immigrants, that one?
Well, there was child trafficking. They were kidnapping 11-year-old girls or something.
Mm-hmm.
They were very young.
Yes.
And you know what's interesting, you guys? The further north that you go, the more people were opinionated about when we did play it at our Baxter location, at some of our locations. The further north that you went, people were really upset about it. And our
Okay,
manager.
Well, they should be upset about it, and they should do something.
Do we have
about
any
it.
men coming into
There's
this?
no
studio?
5
What
and only
is
3
going
men.
Nope.
It's not fair. Alex, you ever met Michelle Mann?
I have not. I've talked to you before.
Yes, we have
never met.
met.
It's nice to meet you.
But one of the reasons this all happened is a couple of weeks ago, Catherine and I are sitting around and go, let's go to the movies. Let's go to the movie theater. There was a new Poirot movie that just came out. And I'm just telling you, and I understand you, a couple of $1 million in the theater is going to make it very, very nice. There's no question. But if you haven't been to a theater in a while, you get these very, very comfortable chairs. You can recline them. You can cool them. You can heat them. If you recline, your legs stick straight out. People can still walk in front of you.
Yep, there's tons of room.
There's tons of room.
Fantastic.
The food is terrific. I love going to movies. Since I was a little kid, the Broadway, the Empress, and the Paradise Theater in North Minneapolis. I loved it. I do to this day. But I'm telling you, going to a movie now is a much better experience than it's ever been.
Thank you. I agree. I agree.
Long legs and big feet. I really appreciate that extra room at the end.
Yeah.
It's so great, isn't it? Really.
Can you
It's
even
just-
imagine the seats we used to sit in, and we used to be all confined in the theaters, just like in the stadiums?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Michelle, what are you finding post-pandemic? What people are enjoying most about movie going? Because it's changed so much even in such a short time.
Yeah. So number one is the seats. People want the recliners. So everybody's been forced to do that. So having really a comfortable space that just like you're at home. And then of course, seeing it on a big screen, the sound, the theater popcorn, you cannot beat that. Cocktails, taking your cocktails. I mean, you can't beat that. You can have great screens at home sound, but you cannot emulate the same thing as a movie theater. It's just not possible to do unless you have a huge mansion. And even then, it's not the same experience. And also the togetherness. So Tom Cruise said it really well, the togetherness, the community of when you see a film on screen and you've got a sold out house, that energy. To the point earlier about Blair Witch Project, you feel everybody laughing, screaming, crying. And that's a great feeling. It's exciting. And then Barbie, this phenomenon of people dressing up and making it an event like we used to. So it's just wonderful what's happened post-pandemic.
I love going to a theater, like a little kid movie, and they're all sitting there with their blankets, and they've got their little stuffed animals, and they're all hunkered in, and they laugh. It's so damn cute.
I
I
know,
just love it.
Fawn has to bring a giant squishmallow to every movie. I love it. Running around the movie theater with her giant squishmallow.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Costco just got a new shipment in, FYI.
Oh boy. Get ready for Christmas.
I'm just from your perspective, are you hoping that Hollywood delivers more event type films like we had with Barbenheimer? Because that was such a huge movie weekend. And I feel like where it can be expensive for a family of 4 or even a couple to go out and go to the movies because they got to get a babysitter and everything. Are you hoping that Hollywood sort of takes a look at what happened this summer at the box office and kind of focuses in on those like big fun event movies where we can all come together and take pictures in the lobby and do all of that?
They definitely have done that. There's no doubt about it. So more and more since pandemic, people, all the film companies know that they're not going to make the same amount of money if they released it straight to streaming versus in a movie theater. So they have woken up and seen the light. I mean, $1 billion, Barbie, who would have thought? And they would have never made that kind of amount of money streaming it at home. I mean, it's come on. So yes, we are looking forward to it and excited, and especially that they woke up and started to see the light. So it's great.
I think that's wonderful. I mean, this is exactly what I was hoping to, when I thought of, Kristyn's going to be on, Allie's going to be in, we can bring Michelle in, Catherine and Alex will be in today. So we got a nice blend of men, women, the age groups, and all the rest of it. Do people understand that we all want to go to the movie theater? We do.
Yeah.
But movies, it wasn't the theaters, the movies were not very good. Everything was superhero. It's like, I don't.
Well, that was a big box office draw for a long time.
It was.
Yeah.
But it got really boring. It was the same movie over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Was Hollywood awakened?
I think yes.
God, I hope so.
They're always going to do superhero movies because they do bring in money, right? And families and all this stuff. But yes, they have definitely saw the light. Like, all right, let's expand a little bit. Let's do some other things. So we're excited for the slate to come. And again, people are wanting to come back to the movies. And again, it's about the experience. So we're trying to make everything about an experience when you come to see a movie at a Mann Theater.
I think that's wonderful. Kristyn, what do you think of that whole deal?
Well, I love it. I'm just so curious because it was such a listen, I lived in Los Angeles through the whole pandemic. So I've seen the ebbs and the flows and everything. And, we've come into the summer of a strike and everything. It's been crazy. What are the challenges that you sort of foresee that you guys are trying to nip in the bud post pandemic?
Honestly, it's just price increases and inflation. That's our biggest challenge because then that
people
affects
just don't have money to spend.
right. And then it affects our people too, right? We have to constantly raise wages. So then what do we have to do? We have to pass it on to the customer, but we're always very, very thoughtful and conservative as a family business to not make people come to the movies and break the bank. Whereas if you go to our competitors, you will see they're a lot higher priced. And we do that because we want people to feel that they can afford to come to a movie and buy popcorn and soda and do the whole experience and not have to nitpick what they're going to buy and what they're not.
You still have special days, like
so Tuesdays?
Still Tuesdays.
Still
Okay.
Tuesdays.
That's a phenomenal deal. What is it?
$5.50.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good.
Any person.
Yeah, I've gone to a couple with Alex and they were packed.
They are
Yes.
packed.
I mean,
Yeah.
packed.
Like we were like, oh, it's Tuesday. We're going to go. And we got like the 2 in the corner on the bottom. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's great now, of course, you can get your tickets online. So you can
Right.
hopefully be ahead of it. But yeah, Tuesdays is one of our best days. So that's great.
Why do you think that is?
$5.50.
Yeah, I mean, so it's that,
$5.
but I mean, it's that big a deal. Huh?
It is that big of a deal.
Oh, I suppose.
Yeah.
People are a little
Especially
tight
for
on
a date night. I mean, if you think about how much you have to pay for a babysitter, offsetting a cost of admission definitely would help any family. I would love that.
Yeah.
I would think so. I mean, to me, being a kid, once again, growing up, and I could walk to the movie theaters, all the rest of it. One of the things I did love, which I don't any longer, was when you went to a movie at the Empress or the Broadway or the Paradise Theater in North Minneapolis, everybody talked back to the screen. Everyone.
Specific demographic. That's I can tell you that.
I'm here to say you're right. There's no doubt about it. I made a mistake one time, and I can't even remember the movie, but I was playing basketball, and I wore my basketball uniform with my coat, my little jacket, had my name on the back of it. What a mistake that was. Oh, God.
Why?
The whole movie. Barnard. Yeah, just what a. So we can't bring you guys up on the screen, Andy. We're having trouble with it. Too many people.
all the cameras were all rearranged.
Michelle's connected to mom's computer. Mom's connected to my computer.
Oh.
We'll fix it.
The ham bone's
Michelle should be connected to
what is
that
it?
one over there, I think.
I don't hers is plugged into this.
We'll just have to deal with it.
Just worry about it.
Time
Worry
in
about you
future.
getting
Another
Too many
It'll
cords,
be-
and I
it
want
is.
to.
I think we're
cry.
going to need to get another Chromebook in here.
It is what it
want
is.
to cry. Really.
I hate cords so much. I hate them.
She does hate
I hate cords and I hate hoses. Those are my two.
Cords and hoses.
I wish the
There you
world
go.
was a better place without cords and hoses.
How do you feel about
glad you-
rope?
Rope's okay. Rope's fine.
String's
fine. Great.
There you go. Michelle, who's making the best movies now? Is there one studio that's doing a better job than everybody else?
I would, Disney's going to push out the most films,
Right,
right?
yeah, that's
Right.
true, yeah.
But they're not the best at negotiating, and we
A
have
little
to abide
spendy.
by their terms. Just
Yeah.
period, point blank. So, I mean, honestly, it's really great to see how much diversity from all of the different companies there has been. And one of our greatest partners is Warner Brothers,
Oh,
Universal.
sure.
There's some great partners, and then there's some good partners.
Mhm.
But the interesting thing is we need them and they need us. So
Yeah,
sometimes it gets
right.
really tricky with anything, right? Like you don't like their terms, but it's like they need us and we need each other to make it work. So it's always coming together. And we have a film buyer that does a lot of these negotiations, and they do all of that talk with them, but there's not so much negotiating anymore. It's kind of like take it or leave it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it is what it is. It's just, that's what it's become, and that's okay. And again, we just look forward to all the film from all of the different companies.
I think it should go the way car pricing. Just one price. Here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Good
Our
deal.
lowest offer.
What
Yeah.
about like my generation as compared to my children's generation? Does the younger crowd come to the movie theater now?
Yeah, it's a good question. They have been now.
Good. Glad
They
to hear
have
it.
been now.
Because they
And
have to.
They do have to. So Barbie, again, that when you saw the age range of kids coming, it was like 6 years old to 70, 80 years old. It
Yeah.
was fantastic.
That
So
is
it's the
wonderful.
right film that brings in any age, which is awesome. Because a lot of them are, of course, really, really confined to a certain age range. But when those films come out that really everybody wants to see, we're just like, hallelujah.
Yeah.
We're like,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah.
Yeah.
Oh God, we have to take a break. We got one more segment. Everybody can stay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody can stay for till the end of the show. That makes
Not
me
me.
happy.
I'm leaving.
Catherine's leaving.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I gotta leave at 11, Tom.
Well, yeah, okay, we'll all leave at 11.
I'll leave at 11. It's a deal.
All right, we'll be right back right after this.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Listen live on the Tom Barnard Show app or at tombernardshow.com. The new Tom Barnard Morning Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Visit tombernardshow.com, keyword partner.
What can Hubbard Interactive do for your business? Let's take a listen and find out what they did for one local company, Steve the Window Guy.
I'm Sally, and I'm a digital brand strategist here at Hubbard Interactive. We met with Melissa from Steve the Window Guy, and she was looking for help with their video advertising strategy. So we helped build a comprehensive plan for streaming TV and YouTube ads.
And Melissa, tell us how it's been getting your message out with help from Hubbard Interactive.
I've been working with them for 5 years, and what I've learned is that they have both the experience and the depth inside their team to help me solve any creative marketing challenge that I've got. So over the years, I've moved from streaming TV to YouTube ads, and now we're moving towards SEO. And I'm loving the results that I'm seeing.
Is there anything else you want business owners out there to know about Hubbard Interactive?
I am so grateful for the entire team at Hubbard Interactive for effortlessly understanding our business and our marketing vision, and then always delivering only the best results.
To find out how our experts can help your business grow, get in touch today at hubbardinteractive.com.
Every business seeks an advantage, whether it's having the best location, hiring top talent, or spotting trends before they happen. And now, the United States Postal Service can give your business a new advantage. Introducing USPS Ground Advantage. Reliable and affordable 2 to 5 day package shipping. It's the advantage you need at the price you want. Get the Ground Advantage at USPS.com/advantage. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America.
Every piece of land has a story. For the Nelsons, it's cruising around their Montana ranch on a John Deere Gator XUV 835R. With 3,000 acres, there's plenty of work to do.
We're not afraid to jump in and help each other out.
That's how they've kept their ranch going for 5 generations.
It's all about efficiency.
Like teaching visitors to fly fish.
The whole joy with fly fishing is matching the hatch.
Run with us on a Gator XUV 835
Morning Show. I love this so much because they're working on getting all the everybody's picture up and getting the mics working on the rest of it. And we got 9 minutes left.
We'll get it done,
So
but we'll get it done after the show, perhaps.
Maybe.
At the very end, they'll all pop up.
it'll all be great.
So now we are literally there are 3 men and 5 women on the show this morning.
Oh, no.
We got about 8 minutes left in the show. We're talking a lot about going to the movies and how much I love that. And again, I am not overstating the case. When we went to the Edina Man Theater, and by the way, I think I called you about this. The young man behind the counter could not have been more polite, which is really unusual these days.
Trust me.
They actually act. Okay, I'll shut up. I want to hear what you're talking about. Most places you go now, the people behind the counter couldn't care less.
Yeah, you get a grunt and a.
I know. Or I love this one. They're on their phone. I'm like, hello. Oh, hi. Sorry, can I help you? In their phones, just facing their phones.
Yeah.
So how do you handle that?
Yeah.
Because you've done a good job handling it.
Thank you. Our GMs. Our GMs
okay.
are our quarterbacks, and they're the ones that are, the fantastic quarterbacks in all of our locations and are training and, making it a great environment to work, keeping the morale really high. It's all of those things that are really important. And then I think working for a family business, a lot of our people tell us they love so much because their voice is heard.
Look at Tevin getting everybody up over there.
Let's try to figure it out.
I do things.
Okay, now it works.
I do. Now you got it all. Look at that. Nine segments.
We're
Look at
all
that.
on here. Look at
The
us.
Brady Bunch.
Look at us.
Holy
Michelle, I'd love to know in terms of concessions, because that's one of the reasons I go to the movies too.
Oh,
I mean, we always know that there's a classic like soda, candy, popcorn situation. But what have been the more unusual items that you've added to concessions that have done really well for you?
Yeah, I don't know that there's something really unusual. It's just like that thing of if it's not broke, don't fix it. But one huge one is pretzel bites.
Oh, yeah.
We incorporated pretzel bites like 7 years ago. Just
You
phenomenal.
think chewing them would be too loud to hear the movie, though?
People love them.
Pretzel bites are
Soft
soft. They
pretzel.
sell nachos at movie
Oh, like the
theaters.
soft ones.
Yeah.
And you can dip them in cheese. They're so good.
They're the best.
They are, yeah.
They're the best.
Look at that, Tevin. That looks great.
And the
man.
nachos. Yep.
I am a problem solver, except Alex, you just got to change the name on yours, I believe, to
No.
Catherine. Because technically
Mom
that's
is
your mom's.
right now.
No, I'm
Oh,
Alex.
yeah, you're Alex.
Whatever.
So if you
Who
change
cares?
yours to Catherine, then it'll.
I don't
all
care.
I
be-
guess I'm AJ.
I'm just happy it's all working.
I guess I'm AJ.
If it's working right now, I am not
I
touching
think I
it.
can change her. Oh, yeah.
I
there we
got
go.
it.
Why
I
does
got
mine
it.
say loser?
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I thought it said crab cake. No?
Crab cake.
Crab cake.
Crab cake. Uncle Tommy, the crab cake.
Yeah.
No, I'm so glad we're talking about movies, but people going to movies. Streaming television has made television a lot better. There's no question about that. But now I understand, after the strike's over and all that, well, actually, Kristyn, why don't you talk about this? You talked about it yesterday. It's going to get a lot more expensive, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, in terms of streaming networks, the bubble has burst. And I was just listening to a great podcast called The Town. It's done by Matthew Bologna of Puck News. And he was just talking about in 2022, we had 600 original scripted series.
Whoa.
Post strike, it's probably going to average somewhere around 300. So our content choices are going down. They're going to be spending less money, but it is going to get more expensive for subscribers. So it may level out that situation where everyone was running to streaming and not necessarily going to the movie theater. I think we're going to start seeing a better balance between going out to the movies or staying home and watching
I
streaming
would think so.
services.
Is some of that cost because of the strike and they didn't want to pay people more, so they lost money for 8 months? Like, how much did Hollywood lose? Like, honestly, was it like 160 billion or something like that?
California was about $5 billion alone. That's just one state. We're not talking about Georgia, New York, Canada. Obviously, was affected. Louisiana, Texas, some of the big production hubs. But they're going to blame it on the strike. That's what the studios want to do. This bubble burst before the strike ever happened. It was an unsustainable model of dumping $100 million into, say, someone like Ryan Murphy and saying, have at it, do whatever you want. Because oftentimes when you make a film and just throw it up on Netflix and it doesn't have a theatrical run at Mann's theaters, you're not going to make that money back up in subscriptions. So I think that's why we're seeing a lot of people say, hey, we're going to do maybe a month-long run in the theater, then we'll dump it into the streaming services. It's going to benefit everybody in the long run, I think.
I think so. I already mentioned that we watched the last episode of Deadlock last night, but we also, and this is Kristyn Burtt's fault because she can't find it for me, we watched the last episode of the one season of Fisk. There's another season, but you can't find it anywhere.
I told you to do something illegal and get a VPN and watch it.
Something illegal, Tom.
That's the only thing I can tell you to do because right now it's not in the United States.
I love her. What's her name? What's her actual name?
Who?
The actress in Fisk.
Oh,
Anybody?
Tiffani.
I've never heard of her before. Apparently, she's
Amber Thiessen.
Amber Thiessen.
She's the hottest comedian in Australia.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Was that her name? Amber Thiessen, is it?
No, that was the one we talked to earlier.
Isn't it Kitty?
What?
So Tiffany Thiessen.
Kitty. No, Kitty Flanagan.
Kitty Flanagan. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was like, it's Kitty, but I couldn't remember her last name. It's Flanagan.
But no, Allie just put two different women's names together and made up another human
I
being.
understand.
Tiffany Amber
I do that all
Thiessen is
the
from
time.
90210. She's legit. That is a real person.
She's amazing, and I hope that they do buy that show. And
What,
because
Fisk?
it's only 8 episodes, 7,
Six.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure it'll
be.
be here. It's probably going to take some time in 2024. It's just a matter.
Why?
Well, you should have waited and binged it.
I should have
There you
waited
go.
and binged it.
It's your
Okay.
fault.
thought of running like binge watching things at the movie theaters?
I guess again, that's just not something probably we're going to do because you'd have to make terms with them. You'd have to take off
Right.
first run film. Who would come out? How would you promote it?
But I mean, just like on Wednesdays, we're doing the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel for, like 3 episodes or something. So that people wouldn't have to buy a streaming service. They could go see the shows that everybody's watching, but they don't want 15 different streaming services.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
No, I hear you, Catherine. It's just when you commit to a film, you have to play it 7 days a week. You have to play it for certain 4 shows a day, for instance. So we would have to do something like that before we open, so that the other films don't have the possibility to show their film or lose a showtime, or we'd have to do it after we close, after 10 o'clock. We can't. We have to stay within those terms of playing.
For how long?
It varies. 2 to 4 weeks.
2 to 4 weeks
is a commitment. And then, but then the next film's coming in, and the next film's coming in.
Oh, and they all make you do that?
We saw something, a binge model though, with Barbenheimer, where they kind of collaborated and said, hey, go see Barbie, go see Oppenheimer on the same day, and kind of making an event. And they're trying to do that. I know with the Exorcist and Taylor Swift calling it the Exor-Swift. Yeah. So go see your concert film and go see the Exorcist.
Oh, God.
Fantastic.
But people will. I think that's the thing. This is what's driving people, because it becomes a social media event and you want to be a part of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and then with that too, like, hey, come get scared. You need a palate cleanser before you leave. Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
The least scariest,
I
the
totally
least
agree with
scariest
that.
person in the
Whenever
world.
I watch a really sad movie or a really
yeah.
scary one, I have to watch something completely stupid to just get it out of my brain.
And I think the movie theaters all would embrace those situations. Exor Swift, Barbenheimer, come on in.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah, we got to do this more often. We got to get everybody together, maybe once a month or something like that. I learned a lot today because you hear.
Dad's having fun.
Aren't we doing this every week?
What?
For the most part, it's the new Tuesday.
Yeah.
This is the new Tuesday.
What's the
I don't
It's
know.
Super
that Michelle
Tuesday.
knows that.
I don't know
Super
that.
Tuesday?
No. I love it.
You didn't know that
You didn't know you committed to
I committed. Let's do it.
It's part of the
I just-
Disney contract. You have to come in
We
and
don't lock the door, so just
What I like about this is we have people from the ages of what, like 32 to
whatever
72.
to something.
God bless you.
We got men, we got women, we got
names.
I mean, we literally, what are you going to get, 8, 9 people together and they pretty much agree on everything. That's
Well,
pretty.
I don't know.
That's what I've learned from this
Just today.
experiment.
Just today.
Well, movies bring people
We're not
together.
great.
That's the
Like
thing.
what?
Okay, let's not.
That's
What?
Shall we?
No, all good.
She left her list at home. She'll
Oh
bring it
no,
tomorrow.
I don't need a list. I've got it meant. Like what time the show starts.
Oh no!
Oh,
no!
Zing.
Go back and listen
that
to
was
yesterday's
yesterday's
episode if
news.
you want to
Yeah.
watch Family Feud.
Yeah.
I told her she was going to be on.
Oh
10:30
my
to
God! Here
11:30,
it goes.
And now she says, I never told her.
Stop.
Look how well this worked. Yes, my magnificent blending that I put together.
Is that what happened? No, I
Wow.
accidentally just showed up at the wrong time, and it just
No,
is
you-
There's some
okay.
psychiatrists on Instagram that we can have cover this.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I don't
There you
need a
go.
psychiatrist. I just
Oh, God, the segment's over, as a matter of fact. Allie's got to run to her other job.
another job.
Do you have another job?
I'm a dog mom.
Full time.
Well, there you
Full-time
go.
stay-at-home dog mom.
Full-time dog mom. No, I do voiceover too, Tom.
I know you do.
Mhm.
How's it going?
It's going great. I love it. I'm doing all sorts of different stuff now, so it's a lot of fun.
You know what I
I've-
really do miss tying this whole thing together? I used to do
What?
a lot of movie trailers back in the day, and they don't do movie trailers anymore.
Mm.
Isn't that interesting? You never see movie trailers.
What do you mean?
They run promos for movies, but there's not a guy going,
In a world.
Yeah, there's no big
No,
there's
that's,
no
that
big
hasn't been a
world.
thing since Don LaFontaine died, basically.
Don LaFontaine.
or I go,
Wow.
yeah, Don
Obscure
LaFontaine
reference.
was wonderful.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to take your word for that.
Don LaFontaine was from northern Minnesota, as a matter of fact. Andy
Oh.
knows that. He's a northern Minnesota guy.
You'd know who
You'd
we're talking
know him
about.
in a minute.
He was
The
the in the
world
world guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yes. But yeah, that whole thing. So they got to bring trailers back too.
Yeah. Well, they have trailers, but you're right to having that voice that takes over. And-
Yeah,
Yeah.
the voice taking over.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was everything I was hoping it was going to be, because everybody got to speak their mind. We have different people from different areas of the same business, which I always like. So it seems to me, from just listening to all of you, that movie theaters are going to make a huge comeback now that we got past that, a year period, and a lot of theaters were closed.
Yeah.
Was it in some areas more than a year too, wasn't
It's
it?
almost 2 years here in Los Angeles.
Almost
Wow.
2 years.
And a lot of movie theaters, unfortunately, didn't make it. Also.
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
So many businesses.
So
yeah.
many businesses. Yeah. Yeah. So we're grateful that we're still here.
Absolutely. All right, we'll be back in just about 0 seconds with the next hour of the show. So everybody has to go. Now's the
So I
time.
hit the
Bye. Thank
drum roll
you.
here now, right?
Bye, everyone.
That's the end of the show. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what AJ told me to do.
Stop it.
no, I think
No?
maybe I don't know. I
Shoot
don't
it.
think
Sounds like
so.
one of those keyboard.
Because I think
push
now this takes
button
the
that you
stream
play
down,
over it and you're like,
potentially.
What?
The downbeat.
What do you think?
I don't know.
We don't know what we're doing.
That's abundantly
It's
clear.
We'll be back in about 30 seconds after the stream goes down. So
Okay.
stay tuned.
Okay. Welcome to the family with
Tevin Pittman.
Alex Barnard Rasmussen.
Co-host Catherine Brandt.
Michelle Mann.
Andy Barnard.
Hey,
And Timmy Lammers, I'm here.
there he is. Timmy Lammers is with us. Tim, we got Michelle Mann in studio.
Yes, I caught the end of the morning show and saw all of you. So we're not going to be able to see each other from now on, at least during this segment.
Oh no, we just there's a graphic up. That
Yes,
take down.
I'm staring at the Tom Bernard Morning Show coffee cup.
There you
it
go.
is.
Well, it's a very
I see
fine
three
mug.
of you.
Where did everyone go?
You can only see three of us. I can see everybody.
Yeah.
It's happening.
I can't.
I can
Oh, that's
see
weird.
That is super
Kevin
weird.
and
Because it's definitely on Tom's.
Tom.
I got it on everything.
Yeah, I can't.
There's Alex.
I
Oh,
can't.
weird.
Not on mine.
Well, they're all wired oddly because I'm showing my
Stream-
camera
I think
is
StreamYard
yours.
StreamYard's
Yours is
glitching is the
mine.
problem.
Oh, is that what it is?
I can see you at the bottom.
I can only see Mom, Dad, and Tevin.
Yep, that's
So
on.
can you
that's
see
on
me? I mean, if I
No,
pick my
I
nose or
can't.
something,
What
are you
the
going to be
hell?
able to see me?
Oh, here
So
we
it's
I think I know
sexist.
what it is.
Oh, wait.
It's this is what
Oh.
There you go.
There we are. There we are. There we
Oh,
are.
Andy fixed it.
We're figuring things out.
Look
Mm,
at
Oh, and Timmy's right in the middle. Look at that.
Can I just like delete this?
He's a man named
You're showcasing me today.
Alice.
Okay, now Tim,
Alice is in the middle.
we're going to step back and listen to you and Michelle talk about the important things of going to the movie.
Oh my God. Well, I do have a couple questions for Michelle. I'm sure at some point I met you because I started in this business 32 years ago with Bill Carlson at WCCO Television. Used to go to screenings at the top of the Skyway,
Yeah.
the screening room,
Screening
the greatest theater ever. Tommy, you had to have been there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. How many seats were in that thing?
I was so young when I don't remember honestly, but probably 20.
Oh, really?
It was
That's
small,
Yeah.
but it was a movie theater though. I mean, it had the curtains, the velvet curtains, everything. Smaller screen, obviously, so that was really cool. So
velvet.
yeah. Whatever became of the screening room, I guess, is what I want to know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good question.
I used to love it.
No idea.
One of my favorite lines in the screening room, when Halloween Part 3 came out, we watched it in the screening room out the Skyway. And as we're leaving, one of the theater owners from the area, I don't know who it was, owned a bunch of theaters. He looks at me and he goes, "My God, I hope that's Halloween Part last." It was a terrible movie.
oddly enough, I mean, David Gordon Green, the director and writer, brought back Halloween.
Yes.
And, really did give it a fresh spin. I mean, same story. It was still a sequel, a direct sequel. Now, the interesting thing is this particular week is that David Gordon Green is rebooting, I guess you could say, The Exorcist. But again, it's tied in because Ellen Burstyn is coming back.
Oh,
and I'm looking forward to seeing Ellen Burstyn more than anybody. That Exorcist film, that's, to me, still the scariest film of all time. But, I like fresh new spins on things. So I'm hoping that we get something good out of this. Michelle, I don't know how often you screen all these films in advance, but I caught the trailer in theaters. I had to avert my eyes a couple times. That's how much the original Exorcist scared me.
Oh,
Yeah, the original Exorcist is crazy scary.
Yeah, so but it's my job to bring my reviews to you. So yes, I am going to screen The Exorcist Believers. So the other question I have, because this is such a great film and I recommended it to Tom and Catherine last week, The Saint of Second Chances is now screening on Netflix. Got my St. Paul Saints hat on here. But obviously this is a sort of film that they're going to want to push for Academy consideration in the documentary category, and Morgan Neville has won a couple Oscars. I mean, he certainly has the stuff. Netflix, they got such of a weird thing with their system of showing movies in theaters. Does that frustrate you? It has to frustrate you.
Yeah, it does. It does. And it's like, again, it's that model that I feel like that we feel really strongly on. If it's not broke, don't fix it. So release films to movie theaters. Keep them separate when it's for streaming. And I understand why sometimes they want to dabble into both, but I do wish that they would just keep it separate, because it does get kind of, it just gets kind of crazy to watch a movie that you can stream at home, but then you can watch it in movie theaters. And then again, the backside of negotiating that, it's just not the fun part of it,
Yeah.
But the right film, like Roma, everybody played Roma, and it was quite the film. And so that should have been only, to me, in movie theaters. So I wish there was more of a distinction, but I get it. It's everybody's looking out for themselves and what's best for themselves. And it makes sense for Netflix.
Well, and now also, too, you have this Martin Scorsese picture coming up.
Yes.
Flowers of the Desert Moon. I'm
Flowers of the Moon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So a Killer Moon. Yeah. So they say, well, it's going to be in theaters for a couple of weeks. So, I mean, again, I'm hoping that the Man Theater show it. I don't know what kind of relationship you have with them, but again, it just seems to me that they just kind of talk to the hand with everybody. And a movie like, for me, I would have loved to have seen The Saint of Second Chances, and I'm sure somehow they got Academy eligibility by showing it in some screens across the country for a certain amount of time. But I think local audiences would have absolutely loved seeing this one, because it is such of a great movie. But again, it kind of feels like Netflix are shooting themselves in the foot, because, it's a theatrical experience as far as I'm concerned.
I agree. Definitely. There's a place for Netflix streaming at home, and then there's a place for theatrical. So I couldn't agree more. And yes, we are going to play Killers of the Flower Moon, and we are so excited about it. I mean, it's really long. That's the only thing that, we'd never love that, because we want to be able to play 4 showtimes a day, but you can't when a movie's that long. So, but
how long is it?
It's 3.5 hours.
Whoa!
I know.
That pushes past Avatar.
Yeah. It's just like,
Yikes.
but it's, I guess, it's a subject matter that they feel they have to go really in depth about. So I understand that, but we can't wait for that film.
Well, and I guess that sort of explains why Martin Scorsese is directing films under the Netflix banner, or having them finance them or whatever, is because they are giving him the leeway to do that, whereas most studios will not. I mean, they will bend over backwards for Christopher Nolan, and maybe they would for Scorsese still, but it just seems to me that not too many directors have that clout to get a movie made over 3 hours. So again, Netflix they want him. They had him for The Irishman. In fact, I did screen that in a theater, The Irishman, which was great.
Yeah.
But I know certain people of this particular audience, Tommy, doesn't like his movies over 2 hours.
I think a lot of people don't these days. It's understandable.
But $1.20 works for me.
Yeah.
Children's movies are fine.
Yeah.
And then you'd make a lot more money because you can charge for tickets. Yeah, I'm 3.5 hours. Even The Godfather, which I'm a huge fan of. Once we got to part 3, and it was like, what is it, 7-8 hours long? Seemed like it anyway.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, you had to endure a certain actor's performance in that one, who turned out to be a pretty damn good director, but acting wasn't her strong suit. But
no.
But anyway, yeah. So, and then I know Rebel Moon is coming out as well, and that's Zack Snyder's sci-fi picture, and I know that is also keyed in for a theatrical release before it starts on Netflix. So, I just wish it were a smoother process. It would be wider availability. Give us the option to see it at least on the big screen, like with The Saint of Second Chances. But yeah, I am really thrilled to see the the theaters thriving again. And I honestly, I heard Kristyn at the end of the last hour saying something about Exor-Swift. Is that what she said?
Yes. These social media hashtags are like the thing, and then people follow them. It's just
you learn something new every single day. I'm telling you, Exor-Swift. So
I know.
And actually, I think that would work. Although in this particular case, they moved up The Exorcist by a week to get out of the way of Taylor Swift.
Right.
But hopefully it'll catch on. We'll see. Of course, The Exorcist has to be a good film. But again, given the hands that the picture is in, I think it probably will. Again, like I say, I have to see it yet. So, yeah. But Tommy, you mentioned The Godfather, so I'm going to put you on the spot. One thing that Tommy and I have been hoping for is to have a special listener screening.
Oh, that's
Where,
right.
Tom? Where do you want to have it of The Godfather?
It might have been at the Edina Theater, I think, maybe is what I was thinking of.
Not to put you on the spot, not to put Michelle on the spot, but again, I have not seen the film on the big screen. You said you saw it, right? On the big screen, Tom?
Oh,
The Godfather?
I saw all 5 of the brothers in my family went together. From Terry to Troy, the 5 of us, the 5 boys went and saw The Godfather together, and all 5 became huge fans that very day. Was that 1971? Yeah. Right? God, that was 50 years ago.
Yeah.
I hate life. That was 50 years ago. Now, how could we get that? Because I will tell you something. One thing that would excite me about that is for Andy and Alex and Tevin and people of that age to see that movie on a big screen would be quite an experience. Yeah. It is maybe the best movie I've ever seen on a big screen. It's that good.
We played it recently at our Grandview Theater in St. Paul.
Did you really?
Yeah, we're doing a series there playing classic films on screen. It's a classic theater. It was built in 1933.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah, it's interesting though when you play classic titles, who will come out for what? Boy, is that telling you guys, because again, you don't need to see it in a theater, right? You can just stream it. So when you play a classic title, you got to have the right one. It's just like a song choice. You have to pick the right choice for people to come and see it. But anyway, The Godfather is classic.
We'll show you how bad my life is, how narrow my view is. The very first movie I ever saw at the Grandview was Coogan's Bluff. Now, how would I even remember
What is Coogan's Bluff? I don't even know what that is.
Never heard of it.
Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
Well, while we're at it, the first film I saw, it was at the Buffalo Theater, was The Out of Towners with Jack Lemmon.
With Jack Lemmon,
My mom took it. And you know what? It was a G film, which is pretty crazy. Is Sandy Dennis, is it? And then Jack Lemmon in The Out of Towners. But yeah, that was my first first movie I was too. So Catherine, if you're given the choice, what movie that you didn't see on the big screen would you like to see on the big screen?
Oh man, good question. I'll get back to you when I think of it. I have no idea. I know my first movie though. Do you remember yours?
No.
Mine was
Little Mermaid.
mine
probably.
was The Love Bug at
Love Bug
at the Terrace Theater, which is now a hospital, I think, or they ripped it down.
They ripped it down.
The Terrace Theater.
Love that theater.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I don't know. Probably
Well, see,
7, 8.
That's the
7.
thing, though. It's like you probably didn't have a VCR when you were a kid.
No.
So
Yeah, so like watching a movie
VCRs
was a
didn't
big.
exist. I don't
No, they
think.
didn't.
Watching a
Right.
movie was like a much bigger
Yeah,
deal.
exactly. At home,
when
we
you
were
were
just
a
like,
kid.
yeah.
The Terrace Theater and
Put
the
in a
Cooper
VHS.
Theater were the two ones that we would go to, and they had gigantic screens. One screen, they had a smoking section usually, and a crying
a
room
loge,
for
it
children,
wasn't
so you could
Oh
go
my
with your
gosh.
kids and watch a movie.
Crazy.
What did bring
They had
movies
ushers.
into the home? Was it VHS or did Laserdisc come first?
I think it was VHS, wasn't
I
it?
think
Yeah,
it must
it
have
was
been
VHS,
VHS. And
yeah.
so, like, when did VHS become a big thing?
I mean,
Like
the late 80s.
80s?
Yeah.
And
It wasn't until I was
surprisingly,
born,
yeah.
probably.
Mom
honestly.
and Dad bought a top-loading VCR for like $700.
I know. they
Oh,
were
Oh,
so
remember that thing?
expensive.
It was like this big. It
Yeah.
weighed 400 pounds.
Joe McFadden bought it for me for Christmas.
Well, this should tell you how big of a cultural impact the VCR had. The reason that the Nintendo Entertainment System is the way it is was because they designed it around a VCR.
Really?
Because they thought Americans were used to lifting the thing, putting the tape in, and then putting the thing back down. They'd be like, oh, it's like a VCR for video games.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Smart on their part.
And
I think.
now it's like you ask anyone under the age of 30 what the hell a VCR is.
Yeah.
They probably have no idea.
Well,
you know
good luck finding even a DVD player now.
Yeah.
For real, everything's Blu-ray.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that? My dad tells us stories all the time of, movie theaters are going out of business because of VCRs. We're
Mhm.
done. And he was like, get out of town. It's not going to put us out of business.
I think my favorite was when Divx was going to take out the movie theaters.
What's
Does
Divx?
anyone
What is
even
that?
remember Divx?
I remember I can't remember details, but I do remember the name.
So you'd go to Blockbuster or something like that. You'd buy the Divx disc. You'd put it in your DivX player, and you would have 24 hours to watch it before it would permanently deactivate itself.
What?
What? I never heard of that.
Me neither.
It was like a thing for maybe 2 years.
Yeah, that
We had
sounds-
one.
Huh.
We had one?
It was in the barn.
What? That
Yeah.
sounds like a really
DivX,
dumb
DivX,
idea.
yep.
I think you just made that up.
We had one. We
We
had
had
one, and you're like, I don't know.
I
Never heard of it.
can't you still get CDs from Netflix or something?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I think
You
they
can
shut
get
No,
them-
no, they sent their last one last week.
Yeah, they just
I was
shut
gonna
it
say,
down.
they just shut it
End of an
down.
era.
You can still get Redbox though.
You can Redbox.
Redbox,
Yeah.
yeah.
We used
They'll send
Redbox
it to
like
you?
2 years ago.
No, you go to like the holiday.
Yeah, the
and
Redbox.
you,
Oh, this was it would actually come in the mail.
yeah, no, that's done now.
Yeah.
But
We actually
you can
used
still
to
do
use Redbox
Redbox.
we used it
Well,
when
When
we
you
went
go
up
up to
north.
somebody's cabin
Yeah.
that doesn't
Yeah,
have internet,
exactly.
Mhm.
that's the
There
only
you
way to
go.
watch a movie. I mean,
And the last film they sent out was Minnesota's own Joel and Ethan Cohen's True Grit.
oh
They
really?
said that was the last disc. The first disc they sent out was Beetlejuice. But they told the person, that subscriber that was getting to stuff through the mail, to just keep the True Grit disc.
Yeah, they're like, they don't need it.
We're just gonna throw this away
Yeah,
anyway. if
yeah.
you send
Don't need it back. Yeah, you enjoy.
We, honest to God, Catherine and I never have to worry about that because I'm very touchy about the memories and all that. We still have every disc we've ever owned.
Wow.
We have hundreds and
Well,
hundreds.
you know, it's just
Weird.
like it's just that whole physical aspect of it. I mean, like an album cover. The album covers used to be
Yep.
so cool, and then CDs, they kind of shrunk them. Well, they did shrink them, and I kind of felt the same way about DVDs. I feel the same way you do. I just like having that physical copy. And I guess the next best thing you could get for, the memory of the theatrical is, getting the movie poster or whatever. But yeah, I just, something about movies being out there in the ether and owning them, by clicking a button. I don't know.
Dad, I
just
think
don't like
you
that.
It's your Depression era mindset.
You gotta keep.
It's like
That's the hoarder in you.
Well, Mom and Dad grew up in the Depression, so maybe they, kind of passed that
Exactly.
there is a point
appreciation for everything down to me.
Well, like pretty much every PC gamer these days owns almost all of their games through something called Steam.
Mhm.
And we all have to ask the question is what happens when Steam goes down? Because
Right.
all of our games, all the licenses, all the files exist on their servers. So if they stop existing, what happens to these games? We just don't own them
You
anymore.
can't back them up to the cloud or something?
No.
No?
Because it's all licensed through Steam. And
Oh.
That's what
Amazon,
it's good.
Amazon's movie thing, that's the same way. I mean, Amazon is such a massive behemoth that it's never going to go away. But, like theoretically, 50 years from now, they shut down. What happens to all those movies you own?
They go
Yeah,
away.
they're just
Why?
gone.
It's just
I'm
best.
still buying the classics. I mean, I don't know when it comes out, but I loved Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny in theaters, and for sure I will buy the DVD. But I do know that Disney, in certain markets, it might even just be overseas at this point, are going to stop producing DVDs and Blu-rays, or already have. One of the last one they did was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So now it's getting to the point where major companies, studios, are not going to produce that physical media anymore. So it's all going away.
Yeah,
You know what? We're just all going to end up back in theaters, which is where it should be,
Exactly.
No, I
quite
agree.
honestly.
I
you know?
love going to the movie theater.
Well,
Always
the
have.
thing is, how much does it cost for Disney Plus every month?
I know, I don't have it.
It's got to be, they started out about $5-6, and I think it's over 10 now.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if
we
you buy
have
the
a
one
thing-
movie that they turn out that you might want to watch every year, it's cheaper to buy that DVD than it actually is to have the streaming service.
Yeah.
Well,
That
it
is
depends
true.
because there's the whole. We have like a Disney, Hulu, ESPN
yeah, the
thing.
You have a
bundle.
bundle?
Yeah, they have a
Yeah.
bundle, and like we don't have a whole lot of streaming services. But
No,
So
we don't.
Michelle,
we
is
definitely
the streaming services, are they kind of the enemy to you, or do you get streamers just like everybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I personally get a couple of them, but they're not the enemy. It's just again realizing what should be released streaming versus theatrical. Like to me, there's a big difference, and that got muddy for a while, of course, because of COVID, which is understandable. They had to survive too, but now that we've come out of it, they are seeing the light that so many films would not produce nearly the amount of money if it was theatrical. So they've cut way back on what they're streaming. I mean, the facts are what they are. So that's great to see for us.
We were talking about that last week, like Luca, when that came out during COVID. Like that was such a great movie, but it didn't do very well because it just went straight to streaming.
Right.
People
Onward too. Onward was another
so
one.
many
Yeah,
kids that I've talked to, like my kids' friends, I'm like, oh, have you seen Luca? They're like, I don't even know what that
Why don't
is.
they just re-release something that got?
That's what they used to do.
Luca
They have
would
the
be
vault.
amazing on a big screen.
It would.
It was such a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
And one that started that path of non-streaming was Top Gun, the new Top Gun that came out. Tom Cruise literally said, we made this film 2 years ago. I could have streamed it. I didn't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. You have to see that movie on a movie theater screen.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal. And he really set a big path for a lot of people. And it was really great to say and see. And it's been great since. It really, really has. Again, Barbie, Oppenheimer. There's a lot this summer that, again, would not have produced even nearly a fraction if you just streamed it. And they know that and they're aware of that. So
that was one of the biggest surprises to me was Top Gun was so big, yet Mission Impossible 7 really wasn't by, judging it against its predecessor. That was shocking to me because, again, I was recommending to people, I said, if you have one movie you're going to see on the big screen this year, it's got to be Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, what an incredible experience that was.
I know. I couldn't agree more. We were surprised that it didn't do what it did. But again, I guess maybe some people are just like, how many times can we see this? Maybe that, you know what I mean? It's like again and again and again and again. And Barbie and Oppenheimer were so fresh and came out right in that time. So
and Indiana Jones too. I mean, again, the ultimate experience, one of my favorites on the big screen over the summer. So I get the whole Mission Impossible thing. I mean, I cannot wait for the next one. And but you're right. It's kind of like Bruce Willis and Die Hard. How many bad days can the guy have?
Yeah.
Die harder.
It's like, again, really
hard.
Yeah. So, but I have to go in a couple minutes because I got some radio stuff to do. But it's great meeting you, Michelle. And I think we really need to get this thing set up. I'm putting the pressure on Tom here because
I agree.
He wants to see it as much as I do on the big screen, Godfather. With listeners, I think that'd be awesome.
How do you get that? Because I was just thinking of all these movies that I would love. There's a movie that did not do very well at all because it was released the day before JFK was assassinated. So nobody was going to the movies after that for a while. It's called Soldier in the Rain, Jackie Gleason.
Oh God, you in that movie?
It's one of the greatest movies ever made. I would love to see that on a movie screen.
You asked the production company for a reel.
You got to get a reel.
It's a very, very old movie. I can't imagine it would cost more than about $5 for you.
You'd be surprised if they plan on like releasing it on a DVD collection or something like that.
It's black and white. It's so old, isn't it?
Doesn't matter.
I think there's
Christopher Nolan, obviously one of the very few who makes movies on film still. How much accommodation do you have to make for an Oppenheimer, for example, Michelle? Do you have a projector on hand? I mean, it seems kind of weird that you would only have it specifically for Oppenheimer, but I don't know, man. That's expensive.
Yeah, unfortunately, that we don't have any projectors with actual film anymore. And what's sad is when we did the digital conversion, a lot of them are literally sitting in the booths in our movie theaters. So you'll go in the booth and you'll see a bunch of projector parts over in the corners because it's just not something that makes sense anymore. It does.
Well, again, you would only use it for Oppenheimer in this specific case,
Right. Yeah. So we don't do it. A lot of theaters do still do that, but it's very niche, very, very, very niche and just difficult to do. But speaking, Tim, have you gone to the Edina Theater? Because if you haven't, you should go now because The Shining is playing right now.
Oh God, yeah, I will have to go.
You gotta see The Shining.
I will have to go. Well, I mean, again, it's weird how I wish more that you have to get on the local PR people about this, but I wish more films would screen at Edina, because they used to. I used to go to quite a few screenings there. You know, talking about Bill Carlson, we used to go to the Man Plymouth 6. Not Plymouth, St. Louis Park.
Yep.
St. Louis Park.
So we screen a lot of films at our Plymouth location now.
Yeah.
But you know what? Edina was off the map during COVID. So it's this whole thing I won't go into, but basically it was off the map. The film distributors don't do their research, don't have the time to do that. So they thought it was dead, closed forever. So we have to start a whole new relationship with our film buyer, reaching out to them. Hey, we're alive. We're open now. So it's this whole thing, but we will be screening more, and we have been at Edina, but we always do at our Plymouth location.
Fantastic. Well, I will try to get to the Edina for The Shining. I mean, and plus you have that Shining bar replica too. So
exactly.
Go see Lloyd. Go see Lloyd, the bartender. You gotta have somebody dressed up like Lloyd.
I know. Everybody says that.
White man's burden, Lloyd.
When are you going, Tim?
I got to go to WJO. When am I going? You mean?
Yeah.
To The Shining, or where am I going to? The radio?
Shining.
I don't know. We should talk about it, Tom.
I would love to see that on the big screen.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, let's text, call, whatever. Let's get it done. Obviously, how long is it going to be playing there?
It depends on how it grosses. So we committed to 2 weeks. We'd love to have it another 2 weeks. It depends on how it grosses.
Okay.
So get the people out to come and support us and go see it.
Yeah. We'll get in touch, Tommy. Let's go see this thing. All right. I got to run.
Talk to you later.
Great to talk
See ya.
to you.
Bye.
Tim Lammers, ladies and gentlemen. Alex left for her second job. She's a teacher's assistant now.
Yep.
Big shot.
Yep.
What's that all about?
She likes it.
She does like it a lot.
She's good with kids.
Yeah, she is. That's very,
She
very
likes
true.
little bastards.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
See, that's really, really nice. See, all I'm doing now is thinking of all the movies that I've never seen in a big screen that I would love to see in a big screen.
Yeah.
I know. Aren't there so many? There are so many.
It's tons. There are tons and tons and tons.
Yeah.
But yeah, going to see The Shining. We got to do that.
You
I
do.
got to go see The Shining.
You do.
Yeah.
Catherine.
Yeah, I don't even remember half of it.
Really?
Yeah. I really don't.
The
I mean, it's
Shining? I
been
don't-
so long.
I've never actually seen
Yeah,
it.
so I don't think I've ever seen
I
it.
actually have a
It's
very-
great.
You gotta go see it.
I have
We'll have to
a
go see it.
funny story about The Shining. Actually, we tried to see it.
Oh.
So, Amy and I rented The Shining because we were like, we've never seen The Shining. Let's watch it. Everyone's seen The Shining.
Okay.
So we put in the VHS tape. That's how long ago it was. It was a VHS
There you
tape.
go.
And so The Shining starts up. They do the "Here's Johnny" scene, and then they start like laughing and riffing. The camera pulls out to show the whole set, and we're like, I didn't realize that this movie was like a fourth wall break kind of movie. So wait, it's a movie about people in a movie set, and one goes crazy. Turns out we had bought the behind the scenes footage.
Oh my gosh.
Not the actual movie itself.
Yes, the fine print is important.
It was one of the most confusing moments of my life.
Oh my god.
It's like, yeah, it's like the boom mic guys come on screen, and I'm like, this is not at all what I've heard about this movie.
That's hilarious.
I don't know how we didn't know what we had bought.
You know, one of the things I would say too about that whole area, where the Edina Theater is, there are so many great choices to go have a little dinner and go to a movie. You have great, the concessions at your theater are really, really good. I mean, that theater has the feel and the location of what theaters used to be all about.
Yeah, that kind of small town theater feel, which is nice.
Right.
Yeah. It's not so large that one thing that we kind of got turned off from movies for a little while because there are so many obnoxious people in the massive movie theaters on their cell phones with the lights on, having a chat. It was like, why did you pay $20 to see this movie when you're just going to sit there and text your friends? Just go out in the hallway. And I think because the theater feels more intimate, people don't act like that. I mean, I haven't seen it anyway there.
Right.
So I'm hoping that's
it's not that kind of theater.
On. It's not.
You're right. It's not that kind of theater at all.
Is there anything you can do about obnoxious people in movie theaters?
Yeah, so we do of course have them approached by our management and ask.
Why are you
them
looking at me when you say that?
But the thing is though, I mean, I that's great that you guys will do something about it because in today's society, it's a little scary to go, because if you get up, then they know who did it. And then you fear for retaliation with some of these people because they look like they don't really give a crap about anybody around them. So,
and there are those.
Yeah.
There are those.
Yeah.
You know,
so
yeah, you gotta, we have brave managers to approach these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you boot them out because it's really, it ruins the whole thing.
Totally.
Well, Tevin, you used to work at the House of Comedy, right?
Oh, yeah.
And every so often there'd be like a drunk guy. We have to say like, hey, can you please stop hassling the comedians?
I had to try to kick a lady out once. And
I never had to kick someone out, thankfully.
She was like not having it. She had a margarita in her hand and ended up like throwing the margarita in my face. I'm like talking to her boyfriend, like, hey man, you need to get your lady out of here. And he's trying to grab her. Then she ends up throwing the actual glass at me as well. Like people are insane.
People are insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But with running obviously the Edina Theater, multiple theaters here in the area, do you guys do anything with like local film creators and stuff like that and feature any of their films, or what kind of leeway do you have when it comes to kind of doing your own thing here?
Yeah, it gets difficult because of the commitments that we have with first run film. So for something like that, it would be a private rental, and we actually do a lot of them at Grandview and Edina specifically.
Okay.
And we have a lot more leeway to do it at Plymouth and Champlain because those are 14 and 15 plexes, but people love Grandview and Edina.
Oh, yeah.
So we do a lot of private rentals, and we have a lot more flexibility at Grandview because we don't play 9 o'clock shows. It just doesn't work. We don't play 9 o'clock shows during the week in Edina because, again, just doesn't work. People aren't coming out late like they used to come out.
No.
So we always want to work with local. Absolutely, 100%.
Twin Cities Film Festival, do you get involved in that?
We haven't, but we've been talking about it because
Okay.
that would be something of interest. Absolutely, again, to Edina. They did approach us about Edina. So
What can you do? Because I know you can't just, there has to be a certain level. Andy and I went and saw Jumanji 2 about, was that 2-3 years ago?
That was the first Jumanji remake.
Oh, it's the remake. Okay.
I don't know. Technically, it's not really Jumanji 2, but it also is. That's Zathura is Jumanji 2.
Oh, okay.
Kinda.
Because Andy and I went to the theaters down in Florida.
Yeah.
And we buy the most expensive seats we can get so we don't have to sit by everybody else because they make too much noise. These young women came on their phones and made so much noise. It's going to hurt movie theaters. And I don't know what you guys can do about it because
Well, what they were doing was a lot of young kids, I think they were dropped off at the movie theater.
Yeah.
And then they would tell their parents that, to come and get them in like 6 hours.
Yep.
And they would get done with one film and they would just go into another theater and they didn't even want to watch it. They just didn't want to be home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And most theaters, there's not like, it's not like you walk in and there's like security that's visible all the time necessarily. So it does feel like there's nobody here that's going to kick me out. So they feel like they can just kind of do whatever and get away with whatever.
Yeah. A lot of movie theaters too have put curfews in place to hopefully aid that.
Good idea.
Now, we haven't done that because, again, we don't want to have to do that. We want people to be able to come to the movies, but we are absolutely going to do whatever it takes to make sure that our experience is the best. So we have hired police officers in the past to help with things like that so that all these kids aren't congregating thinking like it's a mall.
Right.
That's the thing. Like sometimes they think it's just a mall and it's not, but they have nowhere else to go a lot of times. So
Well, and in the lobby, a lot of times they'll have, some video games and some lounges. And so, yeah.
we don't have that model really anymore in any of our locations. So yeah, we'll do whatever it takes. Again, it's all about the customer service aspect, especially these days. You have so many options to do so many things, right? You want to make sure that we want to make sure you're coming to a movie theater, that you have a wonderful experience and that you don't have to deal with things like this.
Right.
Yeah.
That never happened. And I grew up in North Minneapolis. You would think. Now, I was talking about them chanting my name and doing all that stuff. Those were always at horror films.
Right.
I don't care if people talk through horror films.
There's a clientele for horror.
Right, exactly. You kind of expect it for that.
Right.
But I don't remember going to the Broadway, the Empress, the Paradise, and hearing people talking during movies. People they didn't have phones then, so it couldn't be on their phone. There just was nowhere near as much.
Well, we have a completely different social contract now. Now, if you tell somebody to shut, when I was young, if somebody said shush, I would have been embarrassed.
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh my God, sorry. I would have said sorry.
Yeah.
Now it's like you say shush to somebody and you might enrage them, like go crazy.
Because you victimize them. Everybody's being victimized.
We just have a
now.
completely different viewpoint of getting along with people now.
Yeah.
It's just different.
And respect.
Yeah.
There's no respect
No.
like there
there's
used to
not.
be.
There's not.
It's really unbelievable.
Yep. It's that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
No question about it. I love to see. Well, I'm really glad we're getting away from the superhero movies because I don't like superhero movies.
Well, they had to run their course.
I know they did, and they made a lot of money. I'm sure
They did.
They made tons of money, but I just, like I said, just the excitement to go. Well, first of all, Agatha Christie is pretty hard to beat anyway. It's a great writer, and we had such a good time going to that movie.
It was filmed so you felt like you were talking to or they were talking to you. It felt like you were in the interviews. It was the way they filmed it was interesting.
We have a suggestion from a listener.
Okay.
How about local entertainment like comedians or local bands in theaters?
Yeah. So it's funny that they ask. We have been looking into that. We want to offer that specifically again at Edina and Grandview. It makes sense at those two locations. Again, it just gets tricky because you commit to these film companies and you can't say, for instance, hey, Barbie, we're going to take you off of 2 shows because we're going to play live music. They're like, no, you're not. No, you're not. So it just gets tricky.
Yeah.
But if you don't have 9 o'clocks, for instance, and you're consistent with not offering 9 o'clock showtimes, that opens up a situation to have live music or to have comedy. Because my brother and I, my partner Michael, we've been talking a lot about offering live comedy at Edina because people aren't unfortunately wanting to go like they used to downtown or uptown. It's getting better. It's getting better. But what a great place to have it. So we are looking into that because we think it would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, you just made me sad now. Way to go. Because I missed the Suburban. I missed the Uptown. Those theaters. The Lagoon. It was so wonderful, that whole area. And now there's not one theater there anymore. Is
Well,
there?
Lagoon's still there. I don't
it
know
is
how
still
they're making it through. And they did just completely redo the Uptown.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah.
But who owns that?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I'm not either.
I'll talk about a movie theater that it should probably shut down at 7 p.m. because you wouldn't be wandering around down there anymore.
Uptown might as well be downtown now with the amount of like shootings and things that are going on.
Things are boarded up. It
it's
just
not
looks
good.
terrible.
My favorite moment in the Uptown Theater many years ago, because they used to do the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, yeah.
Was that Friday nights?
I think so.
Is that what it was? So I took a young, dazzling urbanite like Tevin with me. The two of us went to the movie.
Yeah.
So a young black man in America today. We sit down and the movie starts and people start doing stuff. And my friend goes, hey, like really loud, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's like really quiet. He stands up, he goes, you guys have fun. Don't you be throwing that shit at me.
If I was, that's the correct response. Like I did not sign up to get covered in whatever nastiness.
He was having none of it.
Nope.
Do not throw things at me, and you'll be okay. I will never forget.
That is awesome.
And I'm laughing, and all these guys look at me like, you brought him. That's your fault. I can't have any fun because of you. Now, the movie theaters. Now, Andy, I suppose you've been to enough movie theaters where you understand the experience and how, as a child, when I was a kid, the movie theater was the place to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, every weekend you went to the movie theater. And I do think we need to get back there because people staying away from one another. Look, I love streaming, as I said, but I don't want to sit at home every night watching streaming all day long.
Right.
I mean, Sunday, I watched I watched the Vikings game and the Twins game, and just to be sitting in that seat for 7 hours was like, oh my God, is this getting old?
Yeah.
You know? The movie theaters, in a lot of people's minds, are they still the place to go to be entertained?
I think they are becoming again that way.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, they weren't for a while.
They weren't for a while, but they're becoming that way again. And again, especially when you make it an experience. So the Edina, you have all these things and setups in the Edina that you're literally feeling like you're in the movie. So you want to experience it. You want to take a photo. You want to invite your friends. You want to have a drink at the bar, just like Jack Nicholson does in the movie.
Yeah.
So making it an experience and an event, that's something too that we're really looking into going forward with any new theaters that we acquire. It's really important. And then my grandfather said this all the time, and it's so true. We all have a kitchen at home that we cook our dinners, right? Why don't you stay at home every single night and cook your food in your kitchen because you want to go out to
Yeah,
eat.
yep,
You want to have
yep.
that
Right.
experience,
Mhm.
right? That's a quote that he said that my father used, that my brother and I will use for the end of time because it's completely true. You can stream a movie at home, but you don't want to stream it every single night. You want the experience.
Right. That's
You want to
exactly
go out.
right.
Yeah.
I think it is wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we used to, as a family, love it when Disney released a new film. It was
Yep.
once a year.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was like a big deal.
Yeah.
Now you grew up like that.
Mhm.
Today's kids aren't going to grow up like that. There's
No.
going to be very few event movies for children.
I
really,
don't know. I mean, like,
not the way they were.
I think you'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they've still got once every so often they'll have their big kids. The Paw Patrol movie was massive. It was one of those things. Every kid who's currently between the ages of 6 and 12 is going to be talking about that the way we talk about Aladdin and the Little Mermaid and that kind of thing. Like, oh yeah, I remember seeing the Paw Patrol movie when I was a kid.
But wasn't Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a flop?
That
Didn't-
was
yeah, it didn't do so well.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
took some very weird stylistic liberties with that one, and it really
Well
made a lot
said.
of people upset.
Yeah, well said.
It's like a claymation. They changed the designs of every
yeah.
character. It's like they were trying to redo rather than continue.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not something you do with a long established franchise.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think the build up to a movie release is much different because back in the day it was everybody watched live television. It wasn't you just stream and binge watch.
That
There
is
are more
true.
there are more commercials and it'd be like, okay, yep, we've watched a million commercials of this movie's going to release on Friday in 2
Mhm.
months. Now we're excited. We're dressing up as a character. It's a big event. Now it's more so like, oh, that's right. That movie did come out this week.
Yeah, that is true. You're
Right.
not inundated with the newest releases all
Yep.
the time.
And I think what's great too, I don't know if you guys notice now when they're releasing trailers or images, it says in theaters, only in theaters.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's really great for people to see and to look forward to. Like, wait, I can't stream this at home, so I got to go to the theater. And we
Right.
love that support.
Did you get a bunch of Taylor Swift selfie booths and things for this movie?
Yeah. So you know what? I really wanted to do something unique and special, and it just becomes so cumbersome and expensive. But she's got this thing called the Era's House of Tours, and it's each room signifies one of her albums. So I thought, how awesome would it be to recreate each room at each one of our locations, and then you have to visit it every single one.
That's a good idea.
But it gets so expensive.
Little spendy,
right?
little spendy.
So we made these Barbie boxes for Barbie. It's a life-size Barbie box. So we've got those at our theaters, and then we created some Taylor Swift real life-size cutouts.
Oh,
so you're
God.
taking a selfie with Taylor Swift. We're also going to do bracelet trading. You guys know about this phenomenon
yeah,
with
the
the
friendship
Swifties
bracelets, yep.
trading all their. So we're going to be doing that as well.
Wait a minute. I want to hear about this. What is it?
Yeah. So they go to concert. They go to her concert. They've got bracelets all down their arms. They're making friendship bracelets, and they're all trading them before the concert.
Oh,
and it's
Brittany
this,
was talking about that.
Yeah, it's this
that's
phenomenon.
Right. That's right.
So we're going to do that in the theaters.
So when you say you made like the Barbie boxes and the life size Taylor Swift, like how much of that is on you guys to come up with like the promotion stuff, and how much of that is on the film? Because I feel like that's something where like,
that
Barbie,
should
there you
pay,
want to promote
yeah.
your movie,
Right.
like you should be making this stuff.
Yeah. So Warner Brothers offered the graphics. They
Mhm.
did have a limited release of the boxes, but if you wanted to print it after they gave away their limited release, it was on you.
Oh, okay.
So we did do it because it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And again, I didn't see any theaters in the Twin Cities that offered it. And again, we always want to make sure people are coming to a man theater. So
Mm-hmm.
every little thing, and those Barbie boxes were huge. We were all over social media and the
Yep.
news for it. Again, just to make an experience. People couldn't
Mm-hmm.
wait to get in the Barbie box to take a selfie of them dressed up as Barbie and Ken in the Barbie box. So Taylor Swift, you will see a Taylor Swift cutout at any man theater that you can take a selfie. She's singing, she's standing, she's posing. You're with Taylor Swift in a man theater.
That's pretty cool. That is right.
Smart.
You know, when was that opening day we all stood out in front of the theater?
No.
When was that?
Yeah, that was like 2
September
summers. I think?
September
Yeah.
29th last year.
Last year,
It was
September.
only last
20.
year.
Oh
Geez.
my
A year
God, so it's
ago.
over a
Seems
year
longer.
already.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the mayor was there,
Yeah.
and your father was there, and the whole your whole family was there.
Yeah. It was a great
There were
That was a great
drones.
There
were
were
drones.
there were spotlights.
exactly
We
right.
wanted
Yeah.
to make it, really exciting like you do back in the day of opening a movie
Absolutely
theater,
what
right?
it reminded
yeah.
me of. It
Yeah.
reminded me of the old days, like everybody came together for the opening of the movie theater.
Good. I
It
love
was a
that.
great night.
Thank you.
It was
yeah.
really, really good.
Yeah, it was great. Great.
So we just got to get people to make better movies.
yeah.
to put in all the wonderful things.
Are you listening, Hollywood?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, are you listening, Hollywood? The crap
Exactly.
you're putting out now.
Yeah.
Is there anything big coming out in the movies the next month or two we should pay attention to?
We've got a couple titles. I mean, Flowers of the Killer's Moon. That's going to be really phenomenal.
And that's the one that's 8 hours long.
Yeah, it's Leonardo DiCaprio, Martin Scorsese, and it's based around a true story. And it's very controversial of Leonardo DiCaprio falling in love with a woman that is Indian, and just what comes with that in the time. I'm not sure of the era, but it looks phenomenal. And of course, the acting and directing, you can't go wrong with Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio.
I really wish that Hollywood would stop reporting on things like, because I like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
But why do I have to know that he gets rid of a woman as soon as she turns 25?
Yeah.
I don't even want to know that. Why are you telling me that?
I know.
Apparently he does that all the time.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah. It's like on the day she turns 25. Yeah.
Imagine being his girlfriend. You're 24
Yeah,
and
your shelf
364
life.
days.
TikTok.
Well, I got 12 more hours with him. What should we do?
What should we do now?
We know way too much of their personal
I know.
lives, right?
Yeah.
I really miss not knowing anything about celebrities.
I know.
Well, and after a certain point, they all turn into major narcissists, and that's just what you got. I mean, we don't, and that's not an attractive quality. So it would be nice to not have to know about it.
Right. Yeah. I would just wish we'd stick to the movies and, just keep it about that, but it's never going to be that way,
So yes, I think if people, and this is not the job of the theater owners, the movie makers, and the rest. It's our job to step up and not put up with people's bad behavior anymore.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how we're going to solve that problem. I mean, I'd like to pick a guy up by his collar and carry him out. That would be fun, but not a lot of people are going to do that. Is it getting better?
As
far as people making noise in the theaters and all that?
Yeah, it depends on the location, to be really honest with you.
Yeah.
But in general, as a whole, yes, it is getting better.
I mean, all these wonderful memories. Catherine brought up the Terrace Theater. You used to go out there, and I always talked about the ones in North Minneapolis, all around, your theaters, all through the years. Yeah. And it was just basically about 5 years ago when people started, and it's because of the cell phone, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
You get a Faraday cage here. Put your phone in here and you can have it back when you leave the theater.
I wish.
But you can't do that because I suppose they want to keep. But it's just so incredibly. Anybody's phone lights up. It lights up the whole damn theater.
I know.
It's like, would you stop with that? Put it in your pocket and silence it. If you're going to get an important message, it's going to vibrate in your pocket. You can look and see if there's an emergency or something. There's no excuse for what these people are doing.
Should maybe just give them a black blanket they can just throw over their head.
Exactly.
There you go.
They can sit there and text till their hearts.
Or like back in the day with like smoking and non-smoking sections, you can have phone and non-phone sections.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Have a blackout curtain around them.
Yeah.
that literally, honestly, got looking back. I already talked about the 5 boys all going to see The Godfather in 1971. Catherine and me going to dinner and going to a movie. I want to get back, and that's what we did, going to your theater a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Had a little dinner, came to the movie. It was such a great night.
Yeah, I love that.
And we all have to get back to that. Show a little decency and a little kindness and shut the hell up. Please be quiet. Well, like I said, Andy and I went and saw that Jumanji movie. She sat in the most expensive. These chairs would move.
Oh, the
with
butt
the movie,
shakers. They had all that
stuff.
there.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff.
And, we paid $50. There was $25 a ticket, I believe, down in Florida. And there was nobody else in the section but us until about 5 minutes after the movie started. Then the section got full of people that didn't pay to sit there.
Yeah.
So is it too much trouble now for an usher to come and say, you can't sit there?
So we definitely do have people check because a lot of times now things are sold out and it's harder to sneak in because it's reserved seating. Mm-hmm. So that's really a great thing.
That is true.
That's
it's
a
wonderful.
Great thing. Yep. It depends on the personality of the employee. So that's why we find these managers that have no problem going up to people and saying, hey, are you in the wrong seat? Because some people just don't want to do that.
Qualifications used to be a bouncer.
There was a guy last week, and I can't remember where it was, but a guy literally pulled a gun on someone because he was in his seat.
Oh, that's way psycho.
That's unbelievable.
You're in my seat. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. I've got the ticket right here. You're in my seat. The guy wouldn't get up, so he pulled a gun on him. Like, my God.
Oh boy.
It's a little over the top.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
So
you know,
we'll
too,
get
what's
there.
great about going to a movie when people respect the no cell phone thing is you don't have a distraction like you do at home. So that's the
Right.
thing too, right?
Mhm.
If you want to watch a film that you don't have any distractions, go to a movie theater because at home you're streaming.
Yep.
You got to go to the bathroom. Your phone
Yeah.
rings.
The dog's
the
barking.
dog's barking.
Yeah, something.
The kids. Yeah. So I love that about the movie theater that there's no excuse. It's you and the film. That's
wonderful.
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got to keep it. Now, we only got a few minutes left here. So would anybody else want to bring up something that you want to know more about? How we can make... Here's my advice. Shut up. There you go. Good.
What's the most common time for the theater to be empty? Because I'm the type of person where I love to just be in the theater by myself. What time should I go?
Diva
to your
Las
dining
Vegas.
A Monday or a Wednesday.
Perfect.
Oh, Monday or Wednesday.
A Monday or
really?
a Wednesday, first or second show.
Perfect.
Monday
That's
or
where you
Wednesday.
can find me.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Any other day, it'll be busy.
Why Wednesday? I could see Monday, but why
It's in
Wednesday?
the middle of the week. People are just, and then
I
$5
suppose,
Tuesday was on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
So they got
Yeah.
in on Tuesday, and then Wednesday's like, it's in the middle.
Well,
of the
and right
week.
now there's every kid has soccer or
Yeah.
something after school.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then Thursday is when we have pre-shows for what's coming out Friday. So that's a busy day too.
Oh,
So
okay.
Monday or Wednesday is good.
Now you're going to go
Good to know.
Wednesday
Yeah.
the morning, and it's going to be
Yes.
packed because
Right.
There you go.
Because
she
everybody
just said
heard
that's the
it.
best
and all the
time.
Damn it! I was
listeners.
hoping I'd be alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and all the listeners that love to sit by ourselves are now all going to go gather in the theater on
Mhm.
Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or go
that's
further
right.
out. Go to the suburbs that are way out. They're
There you go.
quieter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Plymouth's always been a very quiet theater.
Plymouth is close
You don't
in
have
though.
that many problems at Plymouth, I don't think. Do you?
It's been kind of a roller coaster.
Really?
Roller coaster. Yeah. So that theater, we're just again so grateful. It's always in the top 5 in the state
Yeah, it
for, as
is.
far as grossing.
Yeah.
Is that
It
the one
really
that's on
cranks.
169 and
It's on 55.
55 and Vicksburg.
Yep.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
We used to
Yeah.
go there all the time when
Yeah.
we lived up in Dayton.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Chinese restaurant is really good
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
What,
Mm-hmm.
can't remember its name. We used to go there all the time.
Yeah, we sure
If
did.
we went to that theater, we always went to that really
Yep.
good Chinese
We sure
restaurant.
did.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
again, those are the memories we want to get back.
Yeah.
We went to this Chinese theater, went to the Italian theater, went to the movie,
Yeah.
saw this and that. Those are the memories that I want back. I really
Yeah.
do. And we got them when we came to your theater to see Poirot, which that's what got. Well, I got so fired up, I called you immediately
I know,
when
I
we
love
left the
that.
The
theater.
Ghost of Venice, right? It was called
The Haunting.
Haunting
of
Haunting
of Venice.
yeah.
but-
Yeah.
And
I-
seeing Venice on the big screen.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
You're just like, oh, I want to go to Italy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Frank Caliendo says don't go to Venice though.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah,
said
he
it
hated it.
stinks.
One day.
We'll
and
never
he
go in the
hated it.
summer, I hear.
No, God,
Yeah.
no.
Well, it's like New York. New York stinks in the summer.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to
No,
go
it's
there.
That
nice
is
year
true.
round,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
No,
Yeah.
Tom, it's like you're saying, the memories of going to a movie theater when you're a kid, like, are
Yep.
something that'll stick with you forever. I'll never forget me and a group of my cousins, my grandma, Princess Diaries 2, I think it was,
Uh-huh.
came out, and my grandma was like, yep, Dennis, take the kids to Princess Diaries. And we get to the theater, he looks at the movie poster, and he's like, he looks at us, he's like, we are not going to Princess Diaries. We ended up going to see, I think it was like Rush Hour 2 was
Oh
in
my
theaters
God.
at the same
I
time.
love it.
And we went, saw the movie that we probably weren't even supposed to get into anyway, because we were all like 10. We get back and my grandma's like, well, how was Princess Diaries? And we were all, it was great. And like, so yeah, like memories like that. it
You
sticks with
lied to your
forever.
grandma?
Absolutely. Thank
Outlier.
you for not taking us to Princess Diaries.
And see, isn't that great that you can speak about this how many years later and it's still right there to your
Mhm.
heart? That's what
Yep.
movie theaters are about. It
Yep.
really is. It's an experience. It's a memory. It's a moment that you'll never ever forget. You're not going to go, I remember when I was at home and we streamed a movie and the dog was barking. No, no. It's that moment in time when you're in the
Doorbell
movie
rang.
theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that popcorn. You can't get
Oh.
movie theater popcorn at home.
And all the butter, please.
Exactly. All the butter and all the
butter,
salt.
please.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, with your hot tamales or your M&Ms or whatever, you know,
Bunch of crunch.
bunch of
There's
crunch.
always bunch
I'm
of
milk
crunch.
duds. I love milk duds.
Milk dud, you always are milk dud.
I do love a milk
Yeah,
dud.
I remember that.
I
love
Even
that.
when we watched a movie at home, you'd go buy a box of Milk Duds to eat them while we watched it.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first movie theater that you ever went to in your life?
The Terrace.
Was the Terrace?
I don't remember what it was called, but it was in St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin. It used to be like in like downtown by the river.
Okay.
But yeah, that was the one we always went to.
No idea.
You have no idea, Andy?
I've been going to a movie theater since I was probably 3. It's,
me too.
You know,
It probably was that one that was over in Maple Grove. It was kind of
probably
gross and old, but it was the only one close to us.
That was it AMC or was it ours? Because we had one in Maple Grove, and then the AMC one was gross. It's
Yeah,
no
I think it was the
longer there.
AMC.
Don't call
Yeah,
her
that was
theater
gross.
gross.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, it was not.
Yeah, I think it was the AMC.
Yeah, that
D-Hearts-
one was.
D-Hart says, "Come to Stillwater. We'll watch a movie."
I'm on my way, Darren.
You know what? The first movie I saw was in the screening room, in our downtown screening room, and it was Little Mermaid, and it wasn't finished yet.
Oh,
I will never forget it.
What
it
wasn't finished? The theater or
the
the
movie? The
Wow.
movie. So
Interesting.
it was animated, but then there'd be parts that they said like it's not finished yet, and it was drawings that were just like.
Oh yeah, the storyboarding
really?
with the
Yeah.
voices behind
Yes.
it. Yeah.
They would
Well, that's
release
kinda
that just
cool.
for feedback or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
I'll never forget. That was
Huh.
the first one I saw.
Huh.
You guys are
Pretty
not going to recognize the name of this theater, I bet,
No.
because I think it's been closed for about 65 years.
Well, then definitely we won't remember.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
My first movie experience, I don't remember what the movie was, but my first theater I ever walked into, and I'll never forget, because it hooked me immediately. I walked in and I went, "Oh my God, look at this. This is the TV room." Like, well, no, it's not a TV room.
65 years ago, was it Shirley Temple?
Yeah, probably. But it was the Kennesaw Theater.
Kennesaw.
Do you even know where that was?
No clue.
13th and Hennepin.
Okay.
Or was it Nicollet? It was
I have
Hennepin or Nicollet?
No idea.
The theater's still
Andy.
there. I think it's a church now. I
Oh,
think.
really?
I think. Well, we went to a magic show there, Catherine, about 4 or 5 years ago at the It's not called the Kennesaw. I don't know what it's called now. Would you look and see if you got anything for the Kennesaw?
Yeah, with the
downtown
15 different spelling.
Yeah, really.
Did you guys ever?
Kennesaw.
Did you guys ever go to the Southtown?
Oh yeah,
Man?
absolutely.
Okay.
Matter of fact, by coincidence, Catherine and I drove by it yesterday, and I said, "God, I missed that going to Southtown. I love the South."
Yeah, I don't remember it well because I was so little, but people still talk about the Southtown and the Man France Drive-In.
Oh
Those
God,
two-
Yeah.
I mean, people.
twin screen.
Yeah, it became so successful. He did build a second one.
He did.
I mean, can you imagine having a drive-in right there now?
Oh
It's just-
God.
Yeah, that was so close
Drive-ins.
in.
What's it now? And Medtronic took over the one there on what the hell is that over there? And I don't even know what suburb that'd be. It was called the 100 Twins. It was on Highway 100. Same situation, but the Man France.
Yeah, people.
Oh my God, it
the
was a great
stories.
theater.
It's like so cool to. So we're on a Facebook page about it, and people just thousands of comments. Oh yeah, we sneak in the back and put them in the trunk and have a case of beer. Oh my gosh, just the stories. It's just endless. It's awesome. Love that. Again,
The mosquito fogger.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mosquito fogger. I
Oh
forgot
my
about that.
In Minnesota, yep.
Yeah.
I got to
Yeah.
close with this memory. That's because we got to go here, unfortunately. But about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, Catherine and I were down in Florida, and we haven't gone to a drive-in in a while. Let's go to a drive.
They still have them.
They still have them down in Florida. I think there are 2 left here, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's right. But Catherine and I, we pull up and we get our ticket, and we pull in and park. And the coolest thing happened, because we had never been there before, never heard of it. So all these people, I went into the men's room, all these people going, "Hey, how you doing? How's everything going?" Being really nice to me, right? They were all excited because apparently Kath and I were the first 2 white people to come to that theater in like 10 years.
We were definitely the only white people there.
It was all black, but they were excited, like, there are white people here. This
And
is
we had a
great.
dog, and there was a sign at in the front, "No dogs allowed." I'm like, oh great, I'm gonna get kicked
Remember
out.
what a great time that was, just because they were so happy that we'd
God,
be
I'm trying
there.
to think what movie it was.
It was, oh God, I can see the guy. It was matter of fact, it was a comedy superhero movie.
Yeah.
And I can't-
Ant-Man.
Deadpool.
Something- Yeah,
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
It
I
was
think it was
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
That's
was
what we went and
Deadpool.
saw.
Okay.
I remember that.
Michelle, you got to come back once in a while. This is wonderful.
I'd love to be back anytime.
Honest to God, I want people to get back in the theater and enjoy life the way it should be enjoyed.
Thank you.
Movie theaters are a huge part of my life. They always have been.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody's though, right? You think?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get back to it.
Let's get back to it. It's a good way to close. Let's get back to it.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Thanks.